Well, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck to Sim live stream today. It's the 18th of December 2020. It's a week until Christmas, guys. Sorry for the slight delay there. Streamlabs just threw a complete wobbly. I pressed go live. It said starting stream, did absolutely nothing. And then it crashed, and then I reopened it, did the same again. I just thought I'd try a third time, and it worked. So I don't know what's going on. Technical issues right at the start. Hopefully that will do everything today. Here we are back in the United States of America. We're in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. You can hear it's very windy at the moment here. Absolutely humongous international airport. We'll talk about how we're going to hopefully get out of here very shortly. We'll be flying all the way westbound today to Phoenix Sky Harbour International in Arizona. Flight time around 2 hours 20 minutes, a cracking headwind, and for the first time in quite a while, 5 months I think, we're back in the flight factor 757-200. Now there's been a few updates. I tested this sector earlier in the aircraft. It actually performed pretty well. I think they've addressed some slight issues with the automation, but yeah, not bad at all. Very impressed, and hopefully we'll have no issues with this sector today. We're live on VATSIM as well. Hopefully there'll be a few people joining us this evening. Let's have a little look at the chat here. Who we've got here this evening? We've got the Dragons Battle, D Aviation, can't wait for the start of the stream. Lars, the moderator's here. Well, he's also a 737 rated first officer, which is great to have him in here, one of my members as well. Tim Waters, hope you're doing very well, buddy. Steve Beacom's here. Are we expecting any snow for today's flight? I think not in here in Dallas-Fort Worth or Phoenix. Bloody warm enough this time of year, I think, still. Listener says, the hype is real. Good evening to myself and Mariana and FD2 Slab and all the people. Very good, saying hello to everyone. Who else we got here? Kate Foster, Captain, hello to you and the lovely Mariana, relaxing in the Sully colonies with a cup of Northern Edge coffee roasted in Berwick on Tweed. Lovely, Kate. Amazing. Perfect. So we'll zoom on in here. There we are. So this scenery is from Aerosoft. I mean, just look at the size of this airport. We have actually flown into Dallas-Fort Worth before, but it was quite some time ago. I've also downloaded Ortho 4XP for the entire sector, so you'll hopefully enjoy some nice scenery in the barren southwest of the United States here. I could just about remember where we're parked. We're on Concourse D here. There is some ATC online as well, which is pretty cool, but yeah, absolutely huge airport. I just couldn't make my mind up where to start at this airport. There's around 400 stands, but there we are. Here's our 757-200 on Delta 33. I've not done anything to the aircraft except load into the simulator. Massive thank you to Jamlin, again one of my members who painted this aircraft in the lovely Alpaca Airways livery. He in fact updated it today to ensure the paint scheme was on the winglets as well. You can grab this livery for the Flight Factor 757 by using the command !livery in chat, and you'll be able to download that as well. But yes, it's the 200 variant. I know they do a 300 and it's even longer, but yes, it's still pretty much well known as the flying
40,
pencil. Thank you
30,
very much, Tim, for the £5
20.
donation.
Yeah.
I saw you in Discord. You were very happy that we're flying this aircraft as well.
What a beauty of a plane. The flying pencil is a beauty.
Flying pencil is a beauty. I love that with the pencil emoji as well. Very cool. So yeah, completely cold and dark. We've got baggage crew driving in top of each other, jet fuel ready to be loaded in here. It's going to be a very fun flight here. So fun to be back in the United States as well. Right, that's the end of the intro song, so let's get the show on the road now. I actually don't follow any predetermined panel flow scan or setup here. I just pretty much follow what I'd be doing in the 737. It actually works quite well. There are some differences which I'll try and apply and explain here, and I'm sure there's some experts here as well with the 757. One of the biggest things I've noticed is if you don't use VNAV for departure, the climb thrust does reduce really quickly, but testing sector I used VNAV, but it all seemed to work very, very well. Right, let's get the show on the road then. So battery will pop on, standby power to auto, external power is available. We'll put that pop that on now, and let's close the bus tie breakers. We now have electrical power to the aircraft. I'm also using, forgot to mention, sorry, the FT Sim sound pack. So basically you become a patron for this guy, you can grab your sound packs, and then you can leave if you so wish, is what I generally do, but he's updated it recently. The sounds are really, really nice, and of course we're using the Rolls-Royce RB211s today. It's a properly good sounding aircraft, this one, with this sound pack here. Aviator Geek99J says, finally a proper aeroplane. I know a lot of you hardcore X-Plane commercial airline lovers are very happy to see myself in a proper Boeing aircraft for a change, so yes, nice to be in the 757 again. Cool, so batteries on, we got the electricity connected to the aircraft. I just turn on all the hydraulic pumps at this stage, including the electrical hydraulic pumps, which I think provides the hydraulic pressure we need for this stage of the flight. We check the gears down, we've got 3 green lights, we then check the aircraft documentation. Fault and fire tests are all down here, so hold down the fire test, you can see it says cargo and engine fire and APU fire. There's a wheel well fire test as well. Wheel well fire test is illuminated here. Perfect. Now what I do here is generally work our way from here. It's very loud here, the air conditioning system. I'm just going to turn that down slightly. We're going to load up the FMS shortly, but kind of starting here, put that to RTO, bring up the secondary engine instruments as well. We'll fiddle with the EFIS panel shortly. We're on VATSIM, so I will get the frequencies 80s very shortly when we're about to load up the FMS. But what I'm just going to do here is go on the overhead panel and quickly do a panel scan. Make sure the aircraft's all configured as we wish it to be. Perfect. So IRS to nav. Yaw dampers will turn on. Electric engine control system on. Don't get that on the NG. Unless it's some sort of EEC. We've already configured the hydraulics. Cargo and entry doors are open, we know about. Electrical system. Put the utility buses on so we can make ourselves a coffee in the galley. IDGs. I think I just put these on at this stage, so when the engine starts they automatically connect to the IDG when you disconnect the APU from the AC power source. Lighting, we'll have the position lights on at this stage, that's all we need. On the emergency exit lights, we'll put the engine limiters on. Start switches or engine igniters will leave in the off position. Fuel, I've already pre-fueled us. We're 12.2 tons for this sector today. We're 10.26 required. We're only 3 tons now, so I've just whacked on an extra 30 minutes, guys, just for anticipating any delays or problems. Otherwise, I think with the forecast weather, I'd probably take standard fuel if I was flying this 7.5 today. I'm 10.6, but we'll take a little bit extra, 12.2 in this case. No fuel in the centre tank, so I'll put the left and right aft and forward pumps on. No need for the centre tank pumps. Wipers are off. Lighting we've configured. Window heat will pop on. No smoking on. Seatbelt signs on. Pressurisation rate to auto. I don't like how it defaults to manual in the flight factor. I know it's a very tiny thing. It would never be left in manual. I mean, that's a huge... you know, if you miss that on a panel scan and you take off, you know, you can easily take off and have the aircraft depressurised. So it's a big... my operator, I've never found a switch in manual, but it's the one switch that can end up killing yourself if you're not careful with. So the pressurisation mode system, we're in auto 1, so I'm using one of the 2 controllers to pressurise the aircraft, like the 7.3 does. I'll leave the flight deck door unlocked because people will be coming in and out at this stage. Temperatures. We've got no way of controlling the temperature in the aircraft yet because there's no external air connected, or the APU's not connected either, but when it is, we'll put them in auto. Trim air will pop on. Recirc fans, packs will put in auto, even though we're not using them at this stage. We'll need to have that open for the APU. We'll put the engine bleed on as well. And that's pretty much everything configured here on the overhead panel. You're quite right, Nora Lincoln. Helios 522, that was it. That one switch in the 737 they forgot to switch, as Aaron's mentioned as well. The pressurisation mode selected in manual, they missed it. And yeah, they starved the whole crew of oxygen. They all unconscious. The aircraft flew continuously for another, I think, 3 or 4 hours until it basically ran out of fuel. There was a fighter jet right next to it when it happened. Awful. Perfect. So we've done the overhead panel scan. What I'm going to do now is try and grab some weather, and we'll get our clearance nice and early. What I love about massive US airports, they have a really simple SID-STAR system. It's so easy to get in and out of, even though the size of the airport can be quite daunting. So ATIS is 123775. Let's make sure that's all working. How are we going to be able to listen to box 2, I wonder? Picking up anything here. Let me just put it on the active nav 1 frequency. Sometimes they only have 1 frequency working on certain payload aircraft. 12375. And okay, so I'm not hearing anything at the moment, so it could be the fact that the ATIS doesn't have voice. I've had that before, but I've just grabbed it now. in text in Xpilot here. So it simply says, information Lima, surface wind is 190, 18 gusting 28, so it's quite blustery here, 10 statute miles, few clouds, and broken clouds, 16 degrees, pressure is 3010 inches of mercury, so we'll stick that up here. Once, twice, and here we go, 3 times. You can expect runway 13 right, 18 right, 17 centre, 17 left in use, but for departing they're using runway 13 right, 17 right and 18 left. Now with our position, we could expect runway 18 left, which is just here. That's the shortest taxi for us. You can see an aircraft's already taxi on the way. I'm pretty sure that's 18 left. Yeah, there it is. So not a massive distance for us to taxi, so you just obviously choose the most convenient one here. Volume knob doesn't look on compared to the PA ones. It could be. This is not. There you go.
Ramp is uncontrolled. Do not call for.
So it actually works, but you can't control the volume, but you can actually turn it up.
Advise on
Well spotted there. That's strange. Well, in the 737 you have to push it in to get the sound, but on the 757 you have to push it out to get the sound, so I don't know if that's
Dallas-Fort Worth
incorrectly configured.
Airport 8 is information Lima.
Thanks a lot, Barnabas, for your donation. Cool, appreciate it, buddy.
West 190 at 18 gust 28. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 3,200. Ceiling 4,800 broken. 18,000 broken. 30,000 broken. Temperature 16. 2.8. Altimeter 3010. Simultaneous approach in use. Visual runway 13 right. 18 right. 17 center.
How many
17
runways?
left in use. Departing runways 13 right. 17 right. 18 left.
So I'm going to detune it because I've basically just copied it here. There is a note time additionally that the ramp is uncontrolled. Do not call for pushback. Read back all taxi runway instructions. So basically you push back here at your own discretion, then contact, well in this case we've only got Tower online, so you request taxi with him. Thank you very much Keith Ford, welcome back as a member, and glad you enjoyed the content, and you'll get invited back into our members only Discord, joy and custom emojis and chat as well. Thank you very much for the support. So yeah, interesting one with the flight factor 7.5. I'd be very surprised if it's different to the 7.3, but it would seem that, you know, pushing it in the aircraft, that would now be with the light on, but here you have to pull it to be able to hear out, so I don't know if that's a little graphical bug, but it's opposite to the 7.3, but at least we have ATC now. Who was that in chat that worked that out? Thank you as well. Kieran, thank you Kieran Harvey. Perfect. I saw someone ask about the Helios, how did they not recognise? Well, one of the biggest problems with the 737 is that the cabin altitude warning horn is the exact same sound as the takeoff config warning horn, so I think the crew were either new on type or they just presumed it was the takeoff config warning horn and not the cabin altitude warning horn, and they were trying to diagnose it, and then yeah, it's hypoxia. It's a horrible thing. If it really gets hold of you, you have no clue. Your mental tasks really you know, degrade. You don't realise what you're doing. You can't do simple tasks. So yeah, if you're not quick enough and realise what's going on, you pass out. So awful, really. But that was the main finding with that one. Right, so we've got the ATIS. Now all we've got to pretty much do is load up the FMS MCP and get out of here. We're okay for time. We're a little bit delayed at the start with a few technical issues, but we're still good to be out in 8 minutes time, I think, which is going to be 2030 Zulu. So let's grab the clearance now, which is... Oh, we've got a ground literally just came online. Oh, he's gone again. And he's back again. 121.65, so let's give that a whirl. He's literally, as soon as I checked Xpilot, 50, came online.
40, 30.
Thank you very much, Kid Bear, for the €4. That's a few more Baltic states.
Still waiting for you in Baltic states.
Thank you very much, Kid Bear. I know there's so many places we still haven't visited, or certainly not in enough quantity, so be sure to go and adventure out that way soon. Thanks a lot, Kid Bear, as well. So I think this guy's literally just come online. A colleague of ours has just requested clearance, so what we'll do, we'll just keep a listen out there. Let's see if he gets any response. What I'm actually going to do is load the FMS. I'm pretty confident the routing, there's so few SIDs out of here, I'm very confident we'll get our cleared SID here. So,
KDFW Grand, hello, Alpaca 9 Alpha Kilo, ramp Delta Gate 34.
FMS, latest AirX installed. We've got the latest version of the Fly Factor 2411, 757-200 with the RB211 Rolls-Royce engines. We're in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Alpaca 9 Alpha Kilo, DFW Grand, approach Phoenix Sky Harbour Airport via West X to departure, second transition then as filed. On via the SID, departure frequency Fort Worth Center at 135.17, squawk 2215.
Perfect, so just listening to our colleague who's following in the same sector, we're getting exactly what we've planned, so I'm actually going to crack on with the FMS setup and then we'll get the clearance afterwards there. So Dallas-Fort Worth, did I just tell it out of position? I did, because the iris is aligned here. Just double check here. I did put the GPS position in, lovely. We're going to Phoenix, Kilo Papa, Hotel X-Ray. Our call sign is going to be Alpaca 75 Alpha X-Ray. 75 Alpha X-Ray. Departure is going to be 18 left. And it's going to be the West X2 departure. And the is it called, I keep saying chicken, but I think it's called Cycad or something like that. We'll select the transition. That's the one we want. So you can see there we have the full transition there. Then via Cycad direct to Echo Whiskey Mike VOR. From there it's direct to Driver or waypoint, and that's the arrival. It's our arrival. Expecting this evening, 07 right, subject to change. It's going to be the ping 1, and it's not the transition via Alice, but it is via the transition. Okay, let's activate that, execute. There is a discontinuity which I noticed during testing. It's just Echo Whiskey Mike, director, and you can see here on the flight plan, Echo Whiskey Mike, director, so we could just line select key that into the box there, execute, and that's it. The FMS is loaded. Just pronounce every RNAV point chicken, you'll be fine. Thanks Listerman for your excellent use of that. Why is everyone using the Betar chicken command? Anthony Teal, well, look at what we have here, another British invasion. I'm quite surprised you're not joining us, Anthony, sitting in the US here. I think you should jump online, or certainly meet us in Phoenix. It'd be super cool if you did. Cool, right, performance then. If I quickly show you the pre-flight configuration here. So all I've done is put a full load of passengers, which is only a measly 170 people in the 75. I don't know what the leg room is with these seats, but it must be absolutely huge. But we've got a business class fully loaded, and we're imagining they've all got carry-on baggage. I've not put any cargo on board. So that's given us a zero fuel weight of 75.6 tonnes, but if I remember rightly, if you select that, just like with the Seaboy mod, it pre-populates that for you, which is very helpful. Alternate is one that would very unlikely be an alternate, but it's actually where I did my CPL. So if we have to divert, we're going to go to Goodyear, Phoenix Goodyear, which is where I lived for 6 months of my life, getting my CPL back in 2010. So if we have to get away from Phoenix, we can go to Goodyear, which is very close by. Reserves then in that case is 2620, so we'll put 2.7 tonnes. Cruising at 38,000 feet, cost index we're going to use is 30. Takeoff then, I'm going to use flap 5. I don't know what the main flap setting is for the 7.5 because it is the second detent, it's flap 5 here. And because we're reasonably light, not carrying a huge amount of fuel, the runway here is very, very long. So what I'm going to do is take the maximum machine reduced thrust. Runway 18 left here, look, it's... where is the distance on a jet chart? There we are. Look at that, 4,000 metres. So I'm pretty confident at this gross weight we can take a decent assumed temperature. So I'm going to put 45 degrees here, CG 24%, and we'll accept those V speeds. Well, I tested it earlier, it was absolutely fine, and we still climbed away like a rocket. The 757 is very overpowered. 145 knots set there, that's done it for me. And the trim is 3.9 units, which is now set just here. And I think I have to put the temperature in manually, don't I? What does it do automatically? No, it's done it for me, look, 45 degrees, so we'll leave it as it is, derated takeoff. Perfect, so the FMS is all loaded. Where's my EFIS control panel? Annoyingly, it's down here. So it's looking all correct. Where's the orientation here? Well, yeah, we're pointing southerly here, so runway 18 left. That's strange. Oh yes, well I was just wondering which way we're pointing, but we are in the same direction as runway 18 left there. So that's all set here. We've done the overhead panel. We'll get the APU started now. MCP, that's it. So taxi guys, what we're going to do, once we've got our clearance, we can push back at our discretion. The jet charts, as usual, not clear at all with all the lines here, but I'm going to push back, find myself onto one of these taxiway lines here, and then we're going to taxi out via one of the gates here, either on Golf or Foxtrot, and then we've got this huge kind of like, you know, 3 abreast aircraft waiting points to a holding point for runway 18 left, so we'll take whatever one ground clears us to. And here's our departure then. It's the Westex 2. It's an RNAV SID, radar required, RNAV 1, DME, GPS, turbojets only. You can expect different clearance if you're not RNAV equipped. For us then, it's runway 18 left. So it says climb on heading 176 to 1120. So I'll just set the runway heading initially 176. There we go. And then we're going to intercept the one. Then direct climb on 176 to 1,000 feet. Then direct across LAN at above 5,000 feet. So if we get the legs here, straight ahead 1120 LAN at above 5,000 feet. Max 240 knots as well. That checks to the FMS. We're going to make a right turn to Giggum. There's Giggum, and then to Rabbit, I guess. There's Rabbit. Already be up at 30,000 feet at that point. Lind, Westex, and then via Kaikan transition, so we're all en route there. Thanks, Aaron Hastings, you're quite right, I did forget the landing altitude. That is in Phoenix, I think it's about 1,000 feet there. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I'll check on my charts here, which I have right in front of me, because it just saves me having to open all the charts on Navigraph on the tablet. It's 1,135 feet, so there we are. For some strange reason, it actually closes the outflow valve, but there we are, that's all set there. I think otherwise we're all good. APU's up and running now, so APU bleed on. There we are, packs are happy. And you can hear a slight change in the pressurisation there. And what we can do here is put the APU generator on, disconnect the external power, and now we can disconnect the GPU here, so we'll remove everything. The aeroplane will close all the doors as well, so we should be pretty much all ready to push a start. Self-contained on the power. The noises on this thing are absolutely awesome. Giggum is the University of Texas saying, oh, thanks John. My pronunciations, as you probably well know, is absolutely atrocious. But yeah, I think we're all set up. Flight directors will pop on. I don't think there's anything we've missed. Yeah, okay, we'll grab the clearance now on ground 121.650 and see if we can get out of here. And it was information Lima. And he said Texas ground there. No, it's Dallas ground. I think it's Dallas-Fort Worth ground. How do we pronounce this one? Texas ground. Technically correct. So many frequencies here. It's absolutely crazy. Dallas-Fort Worth clearance. Dallas-Fort Worth ground. Hello, it's Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray stand. Delta 33. We've got Lima 3010 clearance to Phoenix, please. Did I turn that? No, it's on.
Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray calling for IFR.
AFM Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray.
Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray DFW ground clear to Phoenix Sky Harbour Airport via the Westex 2 departure. Second transition and as filed. Climb via the SID. Departure frequency is 135.17. Squawk 2274.
Cleared to Phoenix Sky Harbour via the West X2, then I can transition and then climb en route. And departure frequency 135.17, squawk 2274, Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray. I think I missed something there.
Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray. Readback is correct. Expect runway 18 left for departure.
Expect 18 left for departure, Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray. Perfect, so I believe now, ramp is uncontrolled, do not call for pushback, read back all taxi, await hotspot instructions.
Ground low, it's Alpaca 320 November.
So I just forgot to mention as well, on this departure, we've got the 5,000 feet above restriction here, but the top altitude, look, is 10,000 feet. So we need to leave here, there you go, look, you see 10,000 feet set on the MCP. Right, I think we're all ready to go, so we'll call for the better pushback.
The ground JetBlue 1324, I think I got a little bit lost here. Can you give me some updated taxi instructions, please?
He's got something beeping in the background there. So what we'll do, we'll wait for this guy to taxi first, but as soon as he's taxied forward, we'll push back behind him.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Oh, yes.
Yes, sir. Sorry about all that.
Ground to cockpit, tower's driving up.
Someone's having a nightmare. I could just hear this, like, sounds like a warning alarm going off in the background. I'm going straight through the bridge.
You assigned me 17 right, sir. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, good call. JetBlue 1324.
There you go. Such a pretty aircraft, the 75.
And taxi across the bridge at Yankee. And left on
So yeah, I mean, we had a 5-minute delay at the start, and it's now 35 minutes past, so I think we would have been close to doing it on time.
Roger, right at go, and thank you for the rest of the instructions. I appreciate that. I got you earlier with the airport. I'll give you guys a step-by-step instruction. Roger. Make it right on go.
Hashtag real tug.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Thought we'd do a bit of, down the action, where it's very loud and see if we can connect for a change.
It's Alpaca 320 November on start deck 12 information Lima. Escape the Phoenix Sky Harbour, please.
Pretty cool. FLMC disconnect jetway, we will. Technically it will be disconnected, but I need to wait until I've turned the anti-cold light on and explain that. It's actually really cool. I actually looked at this.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Skyholder, why is the picture very blurry? Not sure. Maybe change the resolution. It should be able to get this at 1080p at 60 FPS. There's nothing wrong with my side, so as soon as he's requested oh, there's 7.3s everywhere, so as soon as they're out of the way, I'll push back.
JetBlue 1324, turn left here at Yankee, cross the bridge. Left to Yankee, cross the bridge, JetBlue 1324.
Looking good though. Oh look, he's wearing the Alpaca Airways. Do we have blue? I didn't realise we had blue t-shirts. Jim's looking good today. He's gone for a bit of a mullet. How am I looking? Oh yes.
Alpaca 320 November.
Very captain-like, except my head is twice the size of my first officer's. Amazing.
Sorry about that, must have misunderstood. Alpaca 320 November, into the ground clear to Phoenix Sky Harbour Airport via the West X2 departure.
You tell the plainly, hurry up guys.
Departure frequency is center 135.17, squawk 2211. Clear to destination is filed, climb via the SID on departure frequency 135.17 and squawk 2211.
Otherwise known as the Kentucky Waterfall. Jamlin, time to enjoy that livery. I know it's been a long time since we've rocked it. It's super cool.
Alpaca 320 November, redact is correct, expect runway 18 left for departure. 18 left for departure, Alpaca 320, thank you. JetBlue 1324, straight ahead to your left will be the
As soon as these guys have requested taxi, we'll head on our way, but yes, this is the... You can hear the wind in the sim today. I don't know if that's the 757 injecting those sounds, the flight factor sounds or something, But it's windy here, and you can hear the wind in the sim as well. But I mean, look at the size of this airport. Just imagine having a full VATSIM event here. They could really get this place busy. I mean, it's just, you know, aircraft departing on the runways. Got United 78 over there. So busy. Well, it's not that busy, but you can make this super busy. So cool. Thank you very much, Paul Barkin, for joining as a member. Welcome aboard, buddy. Glad you're enjoying the content. You get invited to our members-only Discord. Enjoy custom emojis in chat as well, and we'll see you in Discord.
18 left via Golf, Whiskey Golf. Alpaca 73.
So here's where is he going?
9 Alpha Kilo for taxi.
So he's going Golf, Whiskey Golf, I think he said.
Alpaca 7, correction, Alpaca 9 Alpha Kilo. Follow company traffic, taxiing to 18 left via Golf, Whiskey Golf.
So Golf.
Follow company ahead to Golf to, Golf Whiskey Golf, Alpaca 9 Alpha Kilo.
Golf, Whiskey Golf's the whole point. Very cool. Right, he's on his way. Thank you very much as well. Warhawk CM for joining as a member. Thank you very much, buddy. Glad you enjoyed the video too. You'll get invited to our members as well. Perfect. So he should be on his way very shortly. As soon as he starts moving, we'll initiate the taxi. There we go. So he'll hopefully be on his way. So packs off. We'll lock the cabin door now as well. So packs off, anti-collision light can come on, parking brake is set for now, transponder's out off. There we are. As soon as he's kind of directly behind us, we'll start our pushback. Yeah, so just release the parking brake, which is where the air pressure's going.
And you may start engines.
There we go. Warhawks, if you want to join the Discord, what you need to do is go to Google, search YouTube Discord synchronization, follow those steps. That will get you in here, generate the invite automatically, and then make sure when you do the 6th stage, do that on the Discord web browser version, not the app on your PC or on your mobile there. Again, we've got the suicidal ground crew trying to go straight into the back of the aircraft, but such a pretty aircraft, the 75, isn't it? Look at that. Right, anyway, let's now start engine number 2. So because it's a Rolls-Royce, they have it's a 3-spool engine. You have N1, N2, and N3, and I think a little dicky bird told me as soon as you get to the magenta bug on N3 here, you can chuck the fuel in. So that's official terminology, by the way. Yeah, look at the EGT go up. That's very, very unrealistically fast, but N1 and N2 spool up looks a little bit more realistic. Oh look, these ground crew actually waited for us, although they're very impatient. Look, it's like the Bugatti Veyron of ground crew. Do you see how quick they accelerated? We've got BMWs, all sorts.
Alpaca 738, contact tower 126.5 happy day. 2655, Alpaca 73.
Put that on standby for tower, and we'll now start engine number 1.
And ground Alpaca 320 members, right taxi please.
The sounds on this are really good as well. I really like this sound pack.
Alpaca 320 November, DFW ground, runway 18 left. Taxi via Kilo, Bravo, Golf.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
I'm very set. Voice crack.
Connecting tail. Stand by.
I want to know what beliefs are real captain.
Runway 18 left, Alpaca
JT Motorsports, are you losing any FPS with the 757? I think for a combination of Vulcan and the fact that Flight Factor have now optimised their 7.5 for Vulcan, I'm getting much better performance. Now bear in mind I'm in Dallas-Fort Worth here, so I'm hitting 30 FPS, but en route in the flight deck 50 FPS, externally 60, no problem now. Before I was having issues. And I am still having performance issues with the, they have a expanded avionics package or upgraded avionics package, but I think that's unique to particular systems, reading online and stuff. Lorry low, high flight to sim, a bit off topic, but does anyone have any issues getting C4INS to work? I can't expect it.
Tail is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
Yeah, so Laurie, for the Fly JSIM, I guess you're using this for, you have to make some changes to the plane in Plane Maker. I had someone help me do that, but I'm not 100% sure if that's related to your issue. But there's plenty of advice online on the forums how to fix that. I don't know. It could be there, but it is working for me in 1150. That's for sure. Right, I've seen the bypass pin. We're all ready to go. So we'll now do the before taxi flow. So generators are already on. APU. I think we just move it to off. Do I switch that off? No, I think I'll leave that on. Right, generators on, APUs off. Start switches, we leave them in auto on this aircraft. Pro V's on. Anti-ice isn't required. Air conditioning then packs auto. Isolation valve will close. APU is off, and the rest is set. Flaps. So 2 notches, 1 and 5. Just for you flap lovers out there. So many people say, can you do more flap views, please?
Climb via the SID. Departure frequency will be with Fort Worth Center 135.17, squawk 2226.
Jordan Todd, I just heard someone say fly direct chicken. I hope you're doing well as well, Jordan. I'm so sorry that you missed the cross the ditch event a couple of weekends ago, because I know you were on duty. There you go. There's your flaps at 5. Flight controls. Full forwards, full back, left and right. Here comes the rudders, full right and full left. The recoil is here. So APU gen off. I think I meant to turn it off, aren't we? Let me just try that again. Recoil. Okay, well, I think when it goes off eventually, but I'm happy with that. Ah, there we go, it's gone already. Blank the lower DU, and that's it. We then complete the checklist, and I'll put the nose gear, turn off lights on. I'm kind of half... Yeah, I remember this now. It's a really annoying click spot. That's not the one I'm flicking. Look where the... There we are. All good to go. Request taxi. Let's get that chart up. Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray request taxi. Should probably remind him where we are, because it's quite a large airport.
Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray, runway 18 left, taxi via Golf, Whiskey Golf.
18 left via Golf, Whiskey, Golf, Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray. Perfect, so 18 left via Golf, and then Whiskey Golf is the whole point here. So Golf would be for us straight ahead, and it's actually very hard to see, but it's the first kind of taxiway. Look, there's Golf, and the inner is Foxtrot there. So release parking brake, same as 7.3, you can do a config check. There we are. Look, I love that actually. You see on there, you got the reflection of the thrust.
Alpaca 320 November,
On our way.
Med my last taxi clearance. Continue on Kilo, turn left on Zulu and right
Sounds
on
externally are very quiet, even though I have them... Well, to be fair, the master's turned down there, but I noticed testing there, it's...
I was at left on Kilo, then Zulu for runway 18 left, Alpaca 320 November.
30.
Thanks, not 11, charging for the $5.
Straight on Kilo for now. Then turn left on Zulu once you pass the terminal.
Quick question. In the 738, my cabin pressure always drops and alarms even though packs
Kilo,
are
Kilo,
on.
then pass terminal,
And the
turn
ISO
left
valve is on auto and my cruising
Zulu,
halt is
runway 18 left,
set.
Alpaca 320 November.
Oh dear, that sounds like you survived 11 Charlie. I'm sorry to hear you having pressurization issues. So, 3 things, okay. Make sure your packs are in auto, which you say they are. Isolation valve needs to be in auto as well, and your engine bleed is on. Those are the 3 things you need. Pressurization mode selector, make sure that's in auto as well, and it should be pressurizing just fine. So you might have missed one of those steps there, but I wish you luck in trying to further fix that issue. Thank you very much for your donation. That's very kind of you, sir. Perfect. So coming up to the first right here at Golf. So we're going to go down this way. Yeah, I was going to do another external view here just so we can enjoy the sounds. Such a long aircraft. I need to get the 300 variant as well. beast.
$50, $40, $30, $20.
Thanks a lot, Dan the pilot, for the £5 donation.
Favorite flight?
Very, very simple question. One of my favourite destinations, Malta. Like doing the Canary runs as well. Without giving too much away about my operator, we've got a lot of different destinations, exciting ones, some I won't mention publicly. But yeah, I like doing the Malta run here from the UK, from where I'm based. So yeah, thank you very much. Right now, if I'm perfectly honest, any flight, because I haven't flown now for 5 weeks this Sunday, but I do have a flight on my roster, which popped up a few days ago. So it should be flying in just over a week's time, unless the flight's not cancelled. But it'll been 6 weeks since I'd last flown. But yeah, pretty much
clear to Atlanta.
all flights have been cancelled. So very limited operation. Perfect. This is a very leisurely taxi.
Squawk 2202 American
A bit aggressive there with the M1. There we are, so we're established now. I say established, we're on the Gulf taxiway. We're going to be just going in a straight line until we get to Whiskey Hill, which is the second line.
Right for departure, American.
So we're doing the before takeoff checklist now. I'm just going to turn these sounds down, it's so loud. So before takeoff checklist config, we checked flaps, we have 5, and there's no indication of leading edge flaps with a green light or anything, so I'm happy with that at least. Stab trim set for departure, 3.9 units. So takeoff briefing, packs are in auto, bleeds are on. V speeds are set for departure in the PFD. Oh, I love it, it's just like the 7.3. 32, 38, we have 145 set here. The departure is the Wessex 2, or Westex 2, sorry. Climb straight ahead, runway heading to Larne, 5,000 feet above, right turn 240 knots. Then initial waypoint's going to be gigging. Stop climb is 10,000 feet, which is set here. We're going to fly an ADP2. Well, I have flight departure a little bit as well. Have a bit of fun in this aircraft. Any problems will climb straight. Oh my days, he is in a hurry. What is that speed? That is over 30 knots. Any problems will climb straight ahead. Climb to 4,000. That should be more than above any terrain in this area. Perfect. Check's complete.
Departure on 135.17.
Running late, I assume. Typical. It's, you know, the Airbus division at Alpaca Airways. We do have some hot shots there. They really do like that professionalism. That was quite funny. Wessex 2, 2 tons of bluff. I was hoping no one heard that. Westex 2. Westex. Are you here, 2 tons of love, by the way? I hope you made the sector. I know this is your neck of the woods.
Alpaca 320, November, contact
That's
tower
him.
126.55 at the end of the hold pad for 181. Contact tower 126.225 at the end of the hold pad for runway 18 left, Alpaca 320, thanks for help. No problem. Who's calling for ground? Is that Neptune, the 9 hotel?
Perfect. So this thing, I'm pretty much idle thrust. Oh no, I'm not actually. But I thought I was. But it's quite a lot of residual thrust at idle, so it just tacks it quite nicely at idle as well. K Foster, how's Jack today? Jack's very well. He's just chilling out with Marianne at the moment. Well, Marianne says she's going out for a bath, so she's around. She's still here, making sure you're behaving yourself. He's well on his way. So if you remember, on the taxiway chart here, Golf's the bid line.
Alpaca 35 Alpha X-ray, contact tower 126.55, good day.
Tower 12655, Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray, good day, sir. Wicked. Guys, if you're enjoying the stream, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button as well. There's 680 of you watching, absolutely incredible. Hope you're all doing very well this Friday evening. Thank you so much for jumping on this lovely flight in the heart of the United States. Dallas-Fort Worth to Phoenix Sky Harbour. It's great to be back here. First time actually flying the 7.5 outside of Europe as well, which is pretty cool. You tell them, Matt Surley. Aaron Hastings, what Airbus is that? A very fast one. No, I think it's a 320.
1985, expect
Right, I better go over to town now anyway. What is it? I didn't even make a note of it. I think it was this one, 2655. And then centre is 133650, which was noted on the clearance. Can't see where I'm going here. 33.
Fairwing 527 DFW Tower, are you 17 center approach?
No, sorry, it was 135175. Wrong
Fairwing
frequency.
557, I'm sure you lined up currently runway 17 center.
I can take 177.
Oh, someone's lined up on the wrong one, right? Nothing to see here.
Fairwing 557, wind 180, 17 gust 26, runway 17 center, fairwing.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, 13517. Got it.
Contact us 320 November, you ready?
Car 320 is fully ready for departure on packet 320 November.
Contact us 320 November, DFW Tower, wind 180.
Can you imagine when this airport's flat out busy? I mean, they'll be queuing here 3 abreast. Absolutely
Clear for takeoff
huge.
runway 18 left on packet 320 November.
Yeah, really nice scenery by Aerosoft, actually. For the size of it, the performance is pretty good. See an aircraft on final. On the other runway. A little bit too much thrust there. Should be limiting it to 40%. And we'll check in with tower. Fort Worth Tower, hello. It's on packet 75 Alpha X-ray, holding point, Whiskey Foxtrot for runway 18 left, ready for departure.
Contact us 75 Alpha X-ray, DFW Tower, hold short runway 18 left.
Hold short 18 left on packet 75 Alpha X-ray. You're at the wrong hold point. Oh yeah, sugar me. He did say Golf Whiskey Golf, didn't he? Oh, the Whiskey Foxtrot. Yeah, sorry. You're quite right, actually. I should be in the middle one, but I don't think that'll make much difference here. Ah, he's a long way from home. Turkmenistan. Oh my. I actually thought it was Transavia initially, but still, he is still just as far away. It's not 135, 175, 35, 75.
On packet 320 November, contact forward center 135.17, we'll see you.
Perfect.
135 just 17 on packet 306 with ATC. Goodbye.
Oh, look at all this report to chief pilots because I did line up at the wrong hole. I think I'd get away with that one though. That wasn't a gross error, but you're quite right. Should have been in the middle. Blame Jim. Simple. Warhawks, do you have your graphic settings and button assignments listed somewhere? I don't. Actually, I don't even have it on Discord, but now as you remember, as soon as you get into the Discord, feel free to message me whenever you so wish, and I'll send you all the respective settings. I can't remember off the top of my head. Since Vulcan, I've turned them up a notch. But
I'll pack the 75 Alpha X-ray runway 18 left line
ages.
away.
18 left line up and wait, I'll pack a 75 Alpha X-ray. Perfect, so we cleared to line up and wait, so we'll pop the wing lights on, strobes on. We'll have a bit of auto throttle, LNAV, VNAV, transponder to TARA, weather radar till +5. The weather radar works on the flight factor, it's really nice. Left system.
One more time.
And weather is on
Neptune.
Neptune, yes, I recognise that one. So MCP is set, transponders TARA, we got TA only, that's correct. Strobe lights are on, just waiting for our takeoff clearance, guys.
Spirit Wings 557, continue taxi via Mike 3, Kilo 8, cross runway 179.
Continue taxi via Mike 3, Kilo 8, cross 17 right.
Spirit Wings 557, once across, 17 right, contact ground 1.65, see ya.
Over ground, 2165, 35,
I'll pack that 75 Alpha X-ray, wind 18017, gust 26, RNF layering, runway 18 left, clear for takeoff.
Runway 18 left, cleared for takeoff out back at 75 Alpha X-ray. What a lineup, guys! What a lineup! Guys, you know what to do in chat? Smash that toga button down, let's go to Phoenix. Look, before I forget as well, timer, 40%, and enjoy these sounds on departure. Stabilised. Set takeoff thrust.
1009 Hotel, runway left line.
Right, takeoff thrust set indications normal. Light forward pressure on the control column. AC nozzles checked. Release that forward pressure. There's V1, hand off the thrust lever and rotate. Now we're airborne. Positive climb, gears coming up. And trim.
Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray contact forward center 135.172 later.
135.175, Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray, bye. Oh, listen to that buzz. Amazing. That is a sweet sound. So, hey, what's it doing? Speed out hold. Why has it got to out hold for? Nope. Let's go flight level change. Well, I didn't do that on the test run. What happened there? Out hold. Is there some sort of weird restriction here? Nope. And it's 10,000 feet in the MCP. Well, it's got a climb for us now. We'll select now. Notch your flaps and I'll just bug up manually. That was strange. Hope that's not a sign of the time. Sign of the issues we're having on the street today.
Hotel 18017 just 26 RNF player.
That was very strange. Right. Flaps up. Turn the sounds down ever so slightly, guys, just so we can hear ATC clearly. I know it sounds absolutely awesome. We'll check in now with, I believe it's Dallas-Fort Worth Centre. Fort Worth Centre, hello, it's Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray on a West X2 departure, passing 4,300 for altitude 10,000 feet.
Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray for center radar contact. I'm going to take flight level 380.
I maintain flight level 380, Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray. Right, commands engaged, command on the FMA, we can select VNAV, climb flight level 380. If I remember rightly, in the US you have to wait until the transition altitude of 18,000 feet, so I won't set standard just yet, even though I'm operator we would do now. So 380, passing 5,838, flight level 380, now to the Alpha to take off checklist. So water brakes off, gears off, I think that's done that automatically for me. Nose gate can come off, air conditioning and pressurisation. Oh, outflow valve is fully open, that seems a bit excessive. The cabin rate of climb is reasonable, 2,000, diff pressure is increasing, so we are pressurising. Engine bleeds on, auto set, temperature's 21 degrees. All looking good, and that's it pretty much. After takeoff checklist complete, and we're up to 380. And see, we used to go to VNAV at clean up altitude. Yeah, at my operator we select VNAV at 3,000 feet AGL, but something that, I don't know if I missed something there, or was it around 1,000 feet AGL?
South 6534, descend and maintain 4,000.
Out into out hold. It went out hold completely on its own. It just went out hold, so I don't know if that's a bug or something I missed. Who knows? Get your mouse ready. Thanks a lot, David Smith. But it sounds wicked, doesn't it?
Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray, clear direct chicken.
Red chicken Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray. Did he do that on purpose? Was it actually called chicken? Can we have a first in chat for direct chicken? We need to come to Dallas-Fort Worth more often to execute. LNAV's engaged. En route to chicken. Amazing. There we are. Oh, I'm having a nightmare with this heading bug.
United 423 Charlie
So I'll it's 10,400, accelerating to best climb speed. We go to 380, have to take pre-cruise checks now. Fuel, we've got maintain pumps on 11.2 on board, and they're balanced. Lights going off. No! Look where my mouse is, that's really annoying. There we go. Lights off, APs off, pressurisation set. Seatbelts, we can turn to auto, light your cigarettes up. There we are, pre-cruise checks complete. Not bad. So yeah, apart from a little issue here, the flight factor 7.5, they've actually fine-tuned the autopilot. It's a lot better now. It's a lot smoother in pitch, which is nice, but I'm not sure what that little issue was on departure. I guess it's pronounced driver. Thanks for the heads up on that one, Bloodline.
Out of 423 Charlie radar contact 20 miles north of San Angelo.
Well, I hope it's less cloudy, because I spent all of last night, well, I say last night, whilst I was asleep, downloading 50 Ortho 4XP tiles for this sector. Departure tiles on zoom level 17, 16 en route. Jason Dictor, when do you release the cabin? 1 altitude cruise or a little bit before? Usually, at my operator, as soon as we've got the after takeoff checklist done, so there's no set altitude or time. It's
That's right, last call.
once the after checklist is done, we'll release the cruise. So I'd say typically 2-3 minutes after departure, maybe an altitude around 4,000 to 5,000 feet. 11 Charling, is this plane as realistic as the ZB 1738? It's flight factor of a lot of products. I know some of the others, 777, kind of stayed away from most of what people talk about, but this is their best one by far, and I really like it. And certainly they seem to be updating it quite a bit now. They seem to be a little bit more active at making sure it's all working, which is great. So yeah, I like it. The VNAV is okay. I think it works differently to the 7.3. It's a bit of perhaps lack of my knowledge there, but yeah, it's nice. Handles nice. Handles like the 7.3 in the sim, same way the Z1 does, and I've been told the 7.5 handles like the 7.3 as well, so it's a good sign. 2 tons of love, it's not a short sector. There's 86 ortho tiles for the state of Texas alone. What I did 2 tons of love, I think I've just got 3 on top of each other, so literally all the ones between here and Phoenix I have on, so just put the engine anti-ice on, guys. Oh, out of the cloud again, we'll leave it on for a second. We set standard now as well. But they look good. I always try to test the sector if I'm outside of Europe, especially when I download new tiles, because sometimes the tiles can cause the explain to crash, but no issues on the test sector at all.
Over center on Takeoff 5145 requesting step climb to flight level 340.
Takeoff 5145 4 center.
Shearlogs, do you recommend Ortho 4XP? Absolutely. If you want to fly over kind of photorealistic scenery of the planet, absolutely. Major Reaper, what's your PC's name? It doesn't have a name. Do I call it something? Engine hasn't come off. Getting climbed, nice, great performance. Look, 2.5 hours. PC's name is Jim. Yeah, there we go. I've called it Jim officially.
Out of 594, center Roger.
How's the volume, guys? Sound okay? Am I okay? Can you hear the music? It's a lot of air noise, but to be fair, that's realistic. The sound pack in the 7.3 at least, you can't hear yourself think sometimes, let alone speak to each other without your headset on. It's pretty realistic. Can't hear the engines from the flight deck at high speeds. Tom Bollock, I guess regards to outhold it for 10,000 was 1,000, maybe. It was strange, there was nothing unusual there. There was no restriction in the FMS. The MCP altitude was set to 10,000 feet. And I had VNAV engaged, so VNAV would then respect any restrictions, but there wasn't any set, so don't know. Strange bug. I didn't have that on the test flight though. That was strange. Okay, Foster Cantor, why does the US use heavy call sign but not in other countries? Other countries use it, Cade. It depends on your gross weight. It's sort of reserved for the jumbos and the 380s. I can't remember what the weight is.
6534, turn left at 8270, vector final approach course.
Turn left heading 270, southwest 60 times 34.
Warhawks, can you explain what tilt is on the weather radar? Right, it's working, it should be at +5. So basically,
Good evening,
you can
Skyway
angle
7368.
the tilt of the beam which you project out, which views precipitation and weather. So typically in the cruise here, we'd have this sense of this range, 80
Skyway 7368 forward center, howdy, scoring 2372.
on the departure and climb out and approach and arrival.
Going in the box, Skyway 7368.
Stand by, guys. Just change my X-Flight volume settings. There we go. You alter the tilt, so as you climb higher, you progressively lower that tilt, because obviously on the ground, the precipitation clouds above you, so you want to tilt the angle up. And then in the cruise, we progressively lower the tilt. Where is the tilt controls? There we go. You progressively lower it. Once you're in the cruise, you have it around +0, -1. And then that way, typically at around -1, at 35 to 40,000 feet. You see here, that is actually picking up ground return. Now, it isn't an exact semicircle like this. It's quite straight there. So if I go to 0, this is ground here. It's picking up. It's pretty realistic though. If I point this all the way down to -6, we'll just get ground return really close to us. There you go. So that's all ground, and that should all be yellow and red. Head. So as we progressively climb, we lower the tilts, and then in the cruise, have it around +0, -1, and then what you want is a little bit of ground return at around 100 miles away or 80 miles away, which means anything after that point beyond that range is ground, but anything in between is going to be some cell or weather, which we can then plan to avoid, preferably upwind of, but that's for a whole other day. But yeah, I mean, the weather in X-Plane 11, if you use Active Sky, is actually quite good at injecting weather. When it comes to CBs and thunderstorms, it's a little bit generic, a bit random, but what you see on the weather radar does represent weather in the sim. So if you do fly for a solid bit of red, which is prohibited obviously in the real aircraft, red associated with CB, you get some pretty severe turbulence, updrafts and downdrafts when doing it in the street.
If you have that tuned in.
So yes. This has been sound is fine, 80 screams a lot. Yeah, it's so hard to fine tune. I'll turn it down a little bit here.
That should be 176 is the course, and if you needed to turn out for the ILS, they can back you back around to the ILS.
To Hangar Pilot, can you give a shout out to my lovely girlfriend Tracy, who is tuning in down in, can't pronounce that, Hangar Pilot, Honiton. Well, hello Tracy,
Sure
hope you're doing well. Hangar Pilot is sending his love.
You can just maintain 3,000 now, actually.
S2 tons of Oakland Oceanics Online interested in a second leg to Honolulu from Phoenix. What's that, 6 hours? Must be more than that, perhaps. Perhaps another day. Someone, what was that comment about what we had the issue there? Steve J, I'm no expert, but using the thrust button seemed to be the way to take off in the 757. I read somewhere the toga button is a go arounds only. Still learning myself. Could be Steve J. Ah, you know what, Steve J? I think on my test flight I did push thrust and I pushed a little screw, so that could be the difference there. Thanks, Kieran.
I'm departing Los Angeles. Cal is about T200Z. Let's see how well my timing is. VCP 960.
That's awesome, Kieran Harper. Thank you very much for the £3 donation. Also, I listened to your song, as you well know, Mariana made. It's amazing. Very good singer. Maybe a bit early there. If you're estimating 2200 Zulu, we're estimating 2252. So you're going to have to do some holding. a bit early. But maybe you should just wait in the stand a little bit longer. But yeah, 2252 is our ETA there. Shouldn't be too far off. We've got a very strong headwind. Look at this.
1302, contact
90 knots on the nose here. How outrageous. So it's going to take some time to get there, unfortunately.
Center 13865, left 1302. You have a Merry Christmas.
JetBlue 1324, contact Memphis Center 133.65.
I get the ILS for runway 170. We got very low visibility.
Busy today. To be fair, this controller's covering a huge area here. Accurate Harvey, departed 2200 Zulu, that's better. Big Holbach, how bad is 1700 metres visibility? Landed at Frankfurt an hour ago and I had no problem seeing the runway. Yeah, 1700 metres is fine. I mean, when you're approaching I mean, typically for a Cat 1 ILS, 550 metres. That means approaching minimums, you're going to struggle to start seeing. You should be just about to see the runway. That's why they use 550 metres. So yeah, 1700 metres should be able to see the runway from, if there's no cloud base, that is, I don't know, from around 1,000 feet or so. The ground should be start coming into view. Strike Augustus, what plane are you in right now? I'm curious. You're in a Boeing 757-200. I'll do some more external views actually. There's lovely Ortho 4XB on down there.
1985, 4 center radar contact. Climb into Audible 360.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Thank you very much, Incree 0002 for the £2 donation. Hope you're doing very well as well, buddy. Hi Captain, hope all is well. Just checking in. How is the Flying Pencil treating you today? Best regards to all. Thank you very much, Incree 0002. So far, so good. No major issues. The only issues we've had is stream technical issues right at the start, but otherwise, she's flying on along quite nicely as we make our way up to 38,000 feet, and hopefully a nice smooth approach into Phoenix.
American 2497 is with you. Flight level 3,100. Climbing via this SID.
American 2497, 4 center radar contact. Climb into Audible 350.
Listen, how do you get such beautiful cloud shadows?
Thank you.
No clue. I don't know. Active sky. And I have no idea. They do look good, and they do actually look below the clouds. And I don't know if X-Plane have recently updated it. It doesn't seem to stutter as much as it before. You remember it used to stutter all the time. But I think that's if you're below the clouds, to be fair. Yeah, the external sounds of this sound pack are very quiet compared to what you typically see. Cool, approaching 380. So you get this little green light which alerts on at 900 feet to go, but you only get the altitude alert horn literally just before the cleared altitude. I don't know how realistic that is. Where's the EFIS range? Oh, that's good. Still inbound to Chicken. Bloodline, did Active Sky fix that weather redrawing thing it used to do? It still does that, Bloodline. So I have my reloading in every 15 minutes, so every time it reloads the weather, yeah, it does redraw the weather, unfortunately. I don't think that's so much an Active Sky issue, I think it's just explained, but when it updates the weather, it just briefly resets it all. There you go, look, there's the altitude warning on, literally 100 feet below the cleared altitude. Daniel D, what is the flight level change speed mode on the Boeings? I think there's level change in the 7.3, so pushing that, idle thrust and descent, aircraft pitches for a speed and climb, sets in 1, and then pitches to maintain speed. I believe like that's, I think it's level change essentially. Penguins use Ortho. I don't use Ortho too big, it takes up too much time, so modded the default tiles, increase brightness and contrast to give it an Ortho look. Penguins, to be fair, once you get proficient Ortho, it really is no big deal. What I'd recommend is getting an external
50,
drive.
40, 30,
yeah, because they are huge
20,
files, obviously.
10.
And then use a shortcut to drag the... It's what you get doing it easy.
I've been glued to the 757 for the past 2 weeks, and I absolutely love it. Can't wait to see the butter.
Oh, well,
slightly smiling face.
What was that? A slightly smiling face. Thank you very much, Citadel, for the $5. He's in absolute awe of the 757, and he can't wait to see some butter. Well, thank you very much, Citadel, for your donation there. So the last time we flew a non-737 aircraft, we smashed the Tolis Airbus A321 into Barcelona. Last Friday, that was. And then we've only streamed one since then, the Zebo model. I think we did just about butter it into Budapest on Monday. So I'll do my best for you, Citadel. Thank you very much for your donation, sir. Did ATC hand you over to centre about 1 minute ago? Very likely, Peter Thompson. 35175. I have Fort Worth Centre here, and that's it. There's no other frequency here, so I'm already talking to the. I am talking still to the only centre. No pressure, says Andy. Cheers.
November 432, Mike Tango 4 center.
Cool. Well, it's been a while since I've done a slightly longer flight. Just got 1,000 nautical miles to go. There's no top of descent estimated here, I don't think. But ETA, we've got 22:54, so around an hour and 35 minutes from here. I'll probably have a 10-minute break at some point, guys, stretch my legs, but otherwise, keep the questions coming in. As I said, this is what these streams are all about. Easy to interact with you. If you've got any questions about the 7.5, I'll try my best to answer them. But yeah, opinions on the aircraft. Before, when I first got it, I had huge performance issues, but right now, bear in mind I'm running Streamlabs, Spotify, Xpilot, loads of other stuff in the background. I'm hitting 45 FPS here with Ortho, so I'm pretty impressed with performance now. It used to be worse, so I think they've optimised it for Vulcan. It's much better.
3534, plotting 350.
Thank you very much, Robert Hancock, for your
40,
membership. Glad you enjoyed the content.
20,
You'll get invited to our
10.
members only Discord. Enjoy your custom modes and chat as well. Thank you very much for the support.
Wishing happy holidays from the Alpaca Engineering base in Tampa.
Thank you very much, Tony DeRolo. Merry Christmas to you as well. Hope you're doing very well. Tony's our American Alpaca maintenance guy. He fixes all the Alpaca Airways aircraft from our US hubs, of which Dallas-Fort Worth is a new one. So thank you very much, buddy. Hope you're doing very well stateside as well. Thank you very much, buddy. And yeah, we will be going right over Tampa, won't we? Close to Tampa.
30, 20, 10.
Thanks, James. What?
Gemma Hodgkinson, will you marry me?
Okay, this is an interesting one. Never had this before. James Harmer, he's just donated £6.69 in capital letters. Sounds so to marry me. Wow. Well, okay. I don't know if that is some sort of spoof or something serious. I don't know. Very interesting, nonetheless. I didn't marry Anna. Very, very funny. That's a strange one. Interesting. I know. Well, if it is true and it's genuine, say yes, absolutely. Everyone say yes. That's very strange. If someone gets married or posting via one of my live streams and it's genuine, I'm flabbergasted. An alpaca wedding in the offing, maybe. A first for the stream. Thank you, Simon Lumens. Yes, where's my list of all things I want to achieve whilst live streaming? Yes, someone proposed. There we go. Tick. I can tick that off my streaming bucket list. Amazing. Oh dear. Look at the comments coming in. Matt Surly, is there a vicar on board?
Packet 5145, contact upgrade center 127.85.
Amazing. Oh, that's absolutely fantastic. That's quarter since. That is just outrageous.
432 Mike Tango Radar contact, the Midland altimeter 2997.
Rob sent excellent use of the emoji. And we actually do have a vicar, Michael Calder, fantastic.
Pack 738 approved.
Pilot Trish, your sim looks great. I just want to know if there's any presets or anything. Thank you very much. So if you want all my... No, I mean, this is stock Explain 11. Really, it is. I have the Vivid Sky preset, as well, I think, and Active Sky Clouds. Apart from that, I try and run a kind of sleeker system as possible. I try and limit the amount of plugins I have, because they can sometimes conflict with particular add-ons and cause issues and stuff. But if you want information about my plugins, I'll get the command up here. There you go. I don't know if there's any of those which help enhance it. I've not really added many things here, but yeah, I'm really happy with how the sim runs at the moment, because there's far beefier systems out there with, you know, I've got a GTX 1080, which I know is a kind of aging graphics card now, processors an i7. It's a good system, but there's far better ones out there, but it runs everything quite well, so I'm probably going to upgrade end of next year, so another year with this one. And I don't know much about PCs, but everyone's raving about the is it Threadripper, AMD chips, and all this sort of stuff. And I don't know a first thing when it comes to PC. But we'll see what's
Is it okay for
up
us,
ahead here.
LNAV, RNAV to head to
Jim can officiate the ceremony.
I'll just, we're just vectoring you to the final point.
Concrete, have you done this flight in real life? I haven't. I'm a European airline pilot, Concrete, based in the UK, so any commercial airline flights I've only done in Europe. But I did do my flight training not too far away from our destination.
3624 center.
Anthony, is that
I
I think you just above the altimeter that when the button is pushed tells you what category the airplane is? Maintenance. Ah, that's a good point. I think this here, basically, when you're flying an auto land, it gives you the status. I don't know if it's some sort of electronic guidance here. I mean, we're far simpler operator. We just have a placard which simply says if you're Cat 3 or Cat 1. Unbelievable. Goodbye to you. Would Lizzie Windsor approve this soundtrack? Potentially not. Brad Smiles, I need to get X-Plane 11 again. What? I mean, I don't know why people got rid of it. I mean, when Microsoft Flight Simulator came out, and obviously I was focusing my content on there, I got some really funny emails from people saying, someone said I'm such a sellout. And I was like, well, I've been given this opportunity to stream Microsoft Flight Simulator before it gets released. Of course I'm going to take that on board, you know. I've been watching the development of it. I went to Seattle with the pre-alpha launch event. Some people are like, oh, why are you not using X-Plane 11? I mean, I never said I wasn't going to stop using it, but that's why it's funny because someone emailed me quite recently about it. I said, well, literally, I've not streamed Microsoft Flight Simulator in ages, but don't get me wrong, it's a good sim. But you see the amount of work and time that developers are making into that sim now. Aerosoft, PMDG, I think Flight Factor are making a 7.8, aren't they, for it? There's a lot going on behind the scenes, guys, with Microsoft Flight Simulator. There could be some great aircraft coming out soon. But don't get me wrong, X-Plane 11 is still a fantastic simulator, and the Lambda Research's flight model, oh god, my goodness, what's it called? I always forget the name of this. Blade Element Theory. It's really quite impressive. But both sims have their limitations, and I enjoy using both.
Alpaca 320 November, same Mach number.
Mach 0.781, Alpaca 320 November.
Alpaca 320 November.
Aaron Boston, just caught up with your takeoff. What happened just after takeoff where the engines lost power? Yeah, we're not 100% Aaron. I think I might have accidentally used Toga, which we do use in the 7.3, which we don't actually use in the... which we use the NG. I think I should have just pushed thrusts instead. But there's a slight difference between the 7.3. Remember, my knowledge of flying this aircraft is very much based off my knowledge of flying the 7.5.
Climb to 370, what helps?
So you can see sometimes in ortho there's colour corrections that have been made, which is because those colour changes.
I can do 380, what helps? Alpaca 320.
So 6534, turn left heading
Otherwise,
200,
it's very
intercept
talking to 2 tons of love, we mentioned it, it's so sparsely populated this part of the world.
That's fine, 360 is fine, thanks.
No problem, Alpaca 320.
There we are. What interstate's this we're following here from Fort Worth? We're pretty much directly over the interstate. I know our route is taking us towards El Paso,
November 9,
New Mexico, isn't it? This is New Mexico. And then towards Tucson, there's Phoenix, slightly north of Tucson.
maintain Mach 0.75 for space.
Simon Lewis, did you like the last F1 race, or is it a bit boring? The Abu Dhabi, atrociously boring. I mean, yeah, the last F1 race is awful, but Abu Dhabi always it was Abu Dhabi, wasn't it? It was always been awful. It's just a boring track, can't overtake. You know, F1s, I find it a bit funny because they're always talking about cutting costs, and and making things more efficient. But when they signed on Saudi Arabia, it's a bit
6534, 7 miles from
it's
Zing,
big,
maintain
big money
3000
deals behind the background here, unfortunately. But
center approach.
there's some great races now. I feel a bit sorry for poor old Alex Albon though. Good for Checo. I like Checo, but I mean Alex Albon I felt very sorry for because it could have been Pierre Gasly 2 years ago. I think people forget, I mean I quite like Pierre Gasly as well, but I think people forget how much of a... He was struggling in Red Bull. He was struggling far more than Alex Albon has, certainly in the last part of the Formula 1 season, so I feel really sorry for him. I'm glad they kind of kept him on as reserve and test, but it's not good enough really. Red Bull's brutal. Like, I just don't like it, so I'm not a big fan of how it's ran at the moment. Andy Russell put it very nicely. Thanks to Tons Love. Yep, you're following Interstate 20. Very cool. I mean, we're literally... I mean, yeah, look at that. We're about to go over Sweet Water. There's us. And there is Interstate 20. And I guess that is the small town of Sweetwater here. And it's Ortho Glory. Love the fly past in this sim, it's so cool.
So for 6534, I still had the localizer.
So the 6534, Roger. Just make sure the frequency in there correct. I can get it for it if you want.
Hopefully more seats and teams in 2022. Yeah, we need a couple more teams in F1. Spice it up a little bit. Drive from Dallas to El Paso is around 12 hours. You do, and you go back one time zone. Did it once. I won't do it again. That sounds like a long way, Brad.
Looks like you're pretty much lined up on it. Just
I mean, that's why I love the States so much. It's such a huge country, and there's so many areas. Just so, I mean, look how small this is. And I think it's going to get even more so the further west we go. Excuse my lack of US knowledge as well, but where's the state border to New Mexico? Is that in here? I think we fly into New Mexico. Yeah, Alamogordo. My aunt's ex-husband was in the German Air Force, flying Tornadoes. He's a first officer now for. Well, he's captain now for Cathay Pacific, the 747. It's one of the reasons I love aviation so much. Growing up, and he was based in Alamogordo. The German Air Force had a station there, or a relationship with the US Air Force there. I was meant to go there when I was a kid, but the holiday got cancelled at short notice as well. So yeah, he was on the Tornado, which is pretty cool. Which I know is in New Mexico.
On the tower,
Cianochinio's Danny Rick saw the way Red Bull heading inside to jump before they pushed him. I'm sure Sergio is treated better than Rick Gasly and Albon. Yeah, I'm sure, yeah. Pit stop at Roswell. David Wink, IFR, I follow roads. Amazing. Seeing how much ATC we're actually going to get for this sector. He's covering a huge chunk of airspace, this guy. A nice little line of traffic forming between Dallas and Phoenix here, which is pretty cool. But Albuquerque Centre is online. I guess he'll give us ATC all the way down. It's nice to see quite a bit more activity in the US. I mean, Europe is still very busy, as it always is. But, a huge thing I really want VATSIM to do, and I think you'll agree with me in chat here, I think when most of us go on VATSIM, we look for VATSIM events, but what they also need is an ATC booking system which is transparent, so you know you can actually have a list of where, and I know there are cases, certainly you can type in ATC booking in Europe, they do have a list of sort of where who's booked onto controllers, but I can't find one for the United States or other parts of the world. So basically, if I'm planning a stream or you guys want to do a flight in a couple of days, you can actually see, right, who's booked as, who wants to do an air traffic control slot. But yeah, I think you said, Matt, yeah, a common booking system is coming, and I remember talking to Mads about it, Matt said it's coming, but it's been coming for a very long time. It'd be super cool to have that as a common system for all VATSIM users to use, to actually see, right, who's booked as ATC, and then we'll go from there. Brad, some very good German food in Whitaker Falls, very cool. Germans are the Allied Air Force's trained pilots at Whitaker Falls. I mean, this, yeah, when my uncle trained Alamogordo, I mean, this is, we're talking 25 years ago now. VATSIM US is usually busy between 11 and 400 Zulu, so basically when I'm in bed, it's just not convenient for people in Europe unless you have insomnia. I know 2 tons of love, and that's why when I try and do these US streams, I do it in the evening. I mean, what is it here, 9:33 in the evening? So that's what I'd be doing. 777, that's a long message, lots of caps. No need, but I'll do my best. I looked at many YouTube videos of downloading off, also the one you sent me in chat last week. The only problem I have when I download a tile, it says warning, could not convert to the community folder. Alright, 777, I'm not sure about that one, not had that. Wichita Falls. Have I completely mispronounced that, as usual, probably. Sorry, 777, I don't know what issue you're having there, but the tutorial I sent you, the one by, I forget his name now, it's by far the best one I've always followed. I don't need to follow it anymore, just make the task. But thanks, Bloodline, he likes to swap vowels and constants. RS Turbo 50, which engines does the 75 have? By far the best ones. The Rolls-Royce RB211s, which are the ones we have installed here. I think the others are they Pratt & Whitney? Can't remember. Same engine that's on the 7400. Very similar, I think. HMS Daring, did you ever consider joining the British Armed Forces as a pilot? I didn't know. Military was certainly not the way I wanted to ever go. I should stay up for tonight. The Friday night event tonight is a flight to Hawaii. I guess there's a I saw there was a VATSIM event there, but yeah, it's way too late for me, unfortunately. I just chose this sector because I hadn't flown in the States domestically for a while, and I had the Dallas-Fort Worth scenery and Phoenix. I've actually been to Phoenix before, but I just thought, I've not actually flown in this part of the world at all and explained that, so good to go. Judik, High Flight Sim, enjoying the content, wants to ask what software do you use for calculating takeoff performance on the 757? Judik, I don't have any software at all, I'm afraid. I very much went off the fact today that we're pretty light. We've got a full load of passengers, but not a huge full load, and a 4,000 metre runway, so I took the maximum assumed temperature reduction because the wind was down the runway. So yeah, unfortunately, nothing accurate. The one you sometimes see me use during streams is from the official Boeing onboard performance tool from my operator's work iPad, which I just take a screenshot of and then show you. Yeah, I don't know if there's an accurate one for the 7.5. Yeah, that's ortho colour correction as well. That's a bit annoying. I know there's people that go to the effort of correcting all this, but because I don't fly in the US that often,
Air Canada 441
stand big maps there. You can see that there's a whole tile, look. But this quality, I want you to zoom in, you don't even know the difference.
Packet 738, contact Albuquerque Center 127.85.
2785, Alpaca 73.
Alpaca 9 or Alpha
Bloodline, just angle the camera strategically. Yes, look at this excellent Ortho 4XP. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. Well, what happened to the guy that proposed? Did he comment again? I hope it all went well, if it's genuine, that is. That's amazing. And plainly, I love it how the captain assumes everyone must be online, although he must be used to the concept of time zones. I know plainly, what is it now, local time, it's the afternoon and stuff but, in the US, but they always try to go there. Oh, 2 tons of ATC called, did they? Was that for an Alpaca 738 though? To be fair, there should be no ATC. I'll see if I should be sorting this guy anyway. Dallas sends Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray. Am I still meant to be with you?
Affirmative.
Thanks. Perfect. Must be someone else 2 tons. Nathan, it's 1:30 PM here. I just logged offline from work, called it a year. Very cool.
1709 hotel third, turn 30 degrees
Andy
left,
called
short
you,
of
okay,
exit
very
exceeds
cool.
space.
Ugo, you're building your first RC cars. I watched this. The music is a great addition. What a wonderful Friday evening. Very cool. Thanks, Ugo. I remember when you came as a member. When did you come as a member, Ugo? Was it when you first streamed in Turkey? I think that's another place we need to go back to as well, and for Burak as well. I've only flown to Turkey once, and I think we only departed to Turkey. I've not actually flown into it, so we're looking to going into Istanbul or somewhere else soon. Jason Gilmore asked a few minutes ago, hi Captain, could you help? In the Zebo mod, when I use altitude hold, it doesn't light up on the MCP. It is on the PFD. Now, what situation are you in there, Jason? Because if you're using out hold, but VNAV is holding your altitude, you'll get VNAV path. There's so many different ways it could be doing this. For example, if you have an altitude restriction in the FMS on departure, it'll say VNAV path with out hold not illuminated, but if you're using it as a basic pitch mode, like now, look, if I select out hold, it's exactly the same thing it's doing there. That's a bit weird. Now, why is it when... Oh, that's heading hold, that's why. There you go, out hold. So out hold, that gets rid of VNAV, and similar to the 7.3, the speed window opens, so you're going 0.80 here, but obviously VNAV is controlling both of them. So it depends on which situation, but it is working, the Zebo mod, exactly as it should do. David Smith, there is good airport scene for Antalya. Okay, very cool. Does Vivid Sky work with 1150 and Vulcan? I'm not shortlisted it, but I have the Vivid Sky preset, and I thought it did make a change here, but there's not much you can see now. There you go. I wouldn't even know we had dodgy tiles. Odessa.
Mark 5574 center, IDEM.
Bradley Ball, what side do you use for the chill out tunes? It's called Chill Lounge Copyright Free Playlist on Spotify. It's all music, which is free to use, which is pretty cool.
Sorry, Mark 5578, say the request again. Mark 5574 center, other comments.
How are we in Ukraine? We went to Lviv quite recently in the Airbus A300.
That's comments in
pretty cool.
360, thanks. Very good, sorry for making the
Your phone looks amazing. That's Zoo level 60. Check out target. I think that's because we're messing around with the altitude, but back in on Avina, doing a great job at maintaining 38,000 feet. Now, why is that slowly descending? Is that me? 37.9, how did that happen? Oh, it's probably because I pushed out. It's just, see if I can fix this somehow. Trick it. There you go, that's going to get me back up to 38 now. There you are, our hold, back to V now. Tom Boddock, Captain, any chance next stream we can get 1080p, not limited to 720? Tom, that might be your connection. I'm 100% streaming at 1080 at the moment, 1080 and 60 FPS. It's probably your settings, Tom. Yeah, 1080, I just checked, 1080. And we're uploading 10,000 meg per second. If you were to buy only one Payware aircraft X-Plane, what would it be and why, said Brad Sparks? I mean, right now, the one I've been most impressed with recently is the Anybuilds A300. I mean, just remember that is straight out of the shelf. But those guys have made a really cool aircraft. So yeah, if I was to buy any, if someone said, what Payware aircraft would I have an X-Plane, it would be that one right now. Demetrius, hope you're doing very well. Greetings from rainy Vancouver, Captain. Boeing pencil today, love it, fantastic. Hope you're doing very well as well.
32 Mike Tango, the Hobbs altimeter, 29er and enter 8.
Francesco, does Sim Toolkit Pro crash your X-Plane when exiting the sim? I don't know, Francesco. I do shut Sim Toolkit Pro down as soon as the stream's finished. Alright, well, what I'm going to do, guys, because we're approaching the halfway point of our sector, a little bit before that, I'm actually going to take a quick 5-10 minute break, just before we go over to Albuquerque Centre. But guys, I hope you're enjoying the stream so far. Nice to be back in the 757. If you are enjoying the video, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button as usual. The reason I do always stress that is because it's how the YouTube algorithm works. More likes it gets, the more video times it goes out there. So I know I sound like a broken record. It is very beneficial for the channel, so thanks guys. HMS Daring 1 agreed, Anybuilds A300 is extraordinary, very good aircraft, very cool. Very weird why cog items are limited to 720, no further options. No, not sure that could be top, could be your instead case, not sure. Not sure. Right, anyway, I'm just going to ask this guy for a quick break, and I'll be back here in 5-10 minutes. Alpaca 75 Alpha X-Ray. It's right if I just have a quick 5 minutes break.
Alpaca 75 Alpha X-Ray approved.
Cheers, we'll call you back. Perfect guys, so yeah, I'll be back in around 5-10 minutes or so. I'll put you in the external stapler view and I'll see you all shortly. Thanks a lot guys. Thanks for that, guys. All back.
Air 432, Mike Tango,
Let's get rid of
contact
them.
Alpha
We'll be right back.
127.85.
Look at this time as well. Just checking with these guys, let them know we're back.
Envoy 14 collaborate, give me a different.
Next week is going to be 2785.
Highway 1425, the Alpha, correction, the Abilene altimeter 3001.
4 Worth Centre, Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray back, thanks then.
Pack 75 Alpha X-ray, roger. And say Mach number.
Mag decimal 80 Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray.
Or 75, correction, Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray, roger. Able any better than 0.80?
A firm, what would you like?
Able 0.82.
A firm, we'll go decimal 82 Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray.
Thanks.
Excellent, might as well because we can in this beast. Don't need to execute that apparently, but there we are. Just like the 7.3, you can't hear the engine spool up because it's so now loud with the airflow. So you can see we're accelerating now. Pedal to the metal, you got it, Bloodline. Ugo, pro streamer, I know. Managing to remember to turn off the be right back screen. Awesome. So I hope you're getting ready for Christmas, guys. We're busy next couple of days, so stream wise we might do something on Sunday night. Mariana is itching to do another Flight Data Sim gaming stream, so if you're not aware, we do have a second channel now. We do play a lot of I play a lot of video games. Mariana's playing a lot of Among Us and other stuff on the side here, so we launched a second channel, so I'm not happy doing it there. So it's literally type in Flight Data Sim Gaming YouTube, you can find out about that. But yeah, got to finish wrapping presents tomorrow, got a few odd bits to do here, but our Christmas day is going to be very quiet in the Flight Data Sim household with all the lockdown and different bubbles we can form. We've got family all over the place, so none of us are actually convening this year. It's really sad, but that's what's happening. This has been Euro Truck Sim, yeah, imminently, because I've got someone who's actually made a truck livery, haven't they, in the channel. I can't remember who it was exactly, but yeah, I'll do some Euro Truck Sim on the new channel. Plainly was a very quick 10 minutes. Yeah, it was, to be fair. Just make sure Mariana's still around and she's all well, Jack's okay. Did what I needed to do and came back. Oh, Phil Fillmore, welcome to if Tim and Boz said hello to you. They not said hello. Outrageous.
Neptune 09 Hotel, are you still at Mach 0.75?
Heads up for anyone flying into Phoenix, runway 25 left if you're coming from the south. Okay.
6-5.
Got a Phoenix approach online, which is pretty cool.
Roger, thanks.
Just halfway.
Center 1025. 1025.
Bloodline Alpaca International Transport. It's Alpaca Logistics Bloodline. We've already got a name.
Center 1025, climate 10 flight level 280.
John Santa Cruz, morning captain, have just woken up. Where are we today? We're currently over the middle of the United States, en route from Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas to Phoenix. You can see that we're almost halfway going down this way there. Well, I say right in the middle of the United States, that'd be much further north, right in the south of the United States. But good morning to you. Where must you be in the world if it's good morning to you? Are you either way over in Hawaii or you're over in Australia? Gaze 20k high, are you using Ortho 4XP? We are, yes. I mean, look at it, it's just so desolate here. Just the odd, well, I guess what's farms? I don't see many places like this in Europe.
Fort Worth Center, hello.
Enthusiastic.
We're going direct to
Hans Harland, bottom of the pole it. We're pretty much going decimal 82. Well, yeah, we've got a bit more room for us, but we'd be right at MMO if we were in the 7.3 now.
Fort Worth Center, American 20. Are you able to give us a...
Jack, is US navigation different to Europe? No, pretty similar en route. are some slight differences, but
Sure
very subtle.
probably expect runway 18 left.
Gauge 20K looks great. Do you have any videos on Ortho? I don't.
320 November, contact Albuquerque
But I'll send you the same link I sent last week to someone on how to get it installed. By someone called Lunar World.
320 November, contact Albuquerque Center 127.85.
Was that for me? I think that might have been for me.
Back 75 Alpha X-ray, contact Albuquerque Center 127.85.
127.85 up, like 75 Alpha X-ray. Face the ATC, bye. Perfect. So let me just find this.
Canada 335, he's not taking the handoff just quite yet, so just step away and I'll let him know that you stepped away, and we'll switch you over when you get back. Okay, whatever works, we can stick around for a few more minutes if you need as well. Okay, roger, yeah, let's
Grazing land populated by cows and oil wells. Cheers.
Yeah, that's not a problem. And he just took it, Air Canada 335, contact LA Center 125.8 tonight.
Oh, where's that link gone?
125.8, thanks Air Canada 335.
There you go. I think that's the link to the
American 3110 radar
street.
contact.
I don't know if that's worked. Hold on, guys.
Press 7,700 for 10,000 for American 3110. American 3110, roger. Climb and maintain flight level 350. 350 for 3110, thank you.
Okay. Should have worked. There we go. Had a few technical issues then. Step away from the aircraft, sir. Yeah, no, it sounded like it was a gunpoint to me. Albuquerque sent, good afternoon, Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray, maintaining flight level 380, inbound to Echo Whiskey Mike decimal 82.
Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray, Albuquerque Center, roger.
So yeah, that link I shared is from a YouTube called Lunar World. That's the updated version to use Ortho 4XP, how to install tiles and stuff. I still use the old version, prefer it to be fair. 4.3. Paul Cristalli, order rank set to max at the moment. Ooh, what did I just flick there, by the way? It's that. It's off at the moment, but we can probably, well, we'll have a look at performance later, depending on what runways in use. Tom saying if it ain't clacking, you're slacking. Great, great, love that one. I think most of what you're seeing below is oil wells.
Albuquerque Center, Cactus 3871 is out of 32, flight level 328, on our way down to flight level 290. Cactus 3871 at Albuquerque Center. Good afternoon, descend via the Bruiser 1 arrival.
Sparky 89, am I too late? Nope, we're still here, around an hour from getting there. Albuquerque Centre switching me to 25 and left for arrival. So that's a straight in approach then. Okay.
Cactus 3871.
Accurate Harvey, you're airborne, estimating about 2250 at Phoenix. If they're going to have a straight in, I'll probably knock 5 minutes off this time now, so 2258, bang on. Be probably just before us there, Kieran.
Neptune 9 Hotel at Albuquerque Center, roger. The previous controller said you were on a heading. Did he re-clear you directly?
Paul, good evening all. Hope you're doing very well. All good here. Kieran Happy, not bad timing. No, not bad at all.
Okay, Neptune 09 Hotel, turn left heading, or correction, turn right heading at 310 vector for the spacing into Phoenix. American 420, we'll see traffic just ahead and to your right, turning northwestbound, 1,000 feet above is a 737. Contact.
Hands heard multiple times for controller Neo, give me clacker speed minus 1. I've not had that controller. That's pretty cool though. Best forward speed, that's what I often get. Oh, Kieran Harvey, I forgot to activate my ortho, so you're looking at Desolate Default X-Plane 11. It's okay, to be fair, but pretty much everywhere we go we've got ortho. Matt 5778, do you have a Logitech steering wheel? I don't have any steering wheel for the PC, so if we do the Eurotrips, I'm going to use an Xbox controller initially. 777, have you ever been in Texas? I haven't. Gates 20k, where's that video? Didn't you get the link? Literally, if you just scroll up, you can see it. I should be highlighted in yellow. Literally, just scroll up about 20 messages.
November 432 Mike Tango, Albuquerque Center.
This guy's covering a huge, basically all of New Mexico and all of Arizona he's controlling.
Neptune 09 Hotel, turn left heading 260.
Gauge 20k, nope. Here, I post it again one more time, look, there you go.
American 1472, contact Fort Worth Center 135.17, good night. 16517,
You're not getting that in the link? Why is that not coming up then?
And Alpaca 320 November, have you checked in yet?
That's weird. Are you guys getting my comments?
Neptune 09er Hotel, thanks for your help. Clear direct, Newman, Echo Whiskey Mike.
That's strange. No link to be seen. Right, are you guys picking up my chat then? Because I think that might be missing. So I'm just going to go hello chat in chat. I just wrote hello chat. Just make sure that it's working. I literally wrote in hello chat. I can see Nightbot had a command about promoting membership. Then I put hello chat, and then Listener says I can't see the link either. No link, no we aren't. Yes, hello, yep, okay. That's weird. Now we can. That's strange. So it's not letting me post links. Why wouldn't it let the person running the stream post links? Hello. Your bot filter, the bot might filter your links. Yeah, but I posted links plenty of times before. Because you're a member, not a mod. Yeah, I should still be a mod though, Tom. I mean, it recognises, you see how it's solid yellow, it recognises me, I'm the owner. Oh, Petard, it's not working. Yeah, haha. Okay, right, let me post that link one more time. Right, so I post the link, it's just propped in under Bloodline's message. It does streamlines configure your bots, it was bought just now, wasn't it? I put the link in there, then it now says Jeremy Nightbot has taken control of his channel. It's probably because you're down as a member now, maybe. Can you guys see the pinned comment on the top of the video? Yeah, it's invisible, nothing. And can you see a pinned comment at the top? Unbelievable. Thanks, YouTube. So basically, I think the last 3 or 4 streams where I accidentally signed as a member.
45, clear direct.
Unbelievable. Thanks, YouTube. Oh, you can see the link at the top. We can see the pin. Okay. Well, for some reason, you can see when I write in chat, but I can't post links to my own channel. Alright, well, regarding that video I was referring to, type in YouTube, let's see if I can find it.
What do you have after Zuni?
Yeah, just type in YouTube, guys, if you want to learn how to type Ortho4XP. Type in Luna, L-U-N-A, then Ortho4XP, and looking for a channel called Luna's World, and it's the top video.
Okay.
Great, well now I can't post links to my own chat. Thanks, at least we discovered there. Very strange. Maybe that is something to do with the fact that I accidentally... Right, for those of you interested, I accidentally... Well, I signed up as a member because basically YouTube gave me a free membership, but basically if I sign up a member, the content creator gets the income for that. I was like, well, I'll take the £2 a month I get from it after YouTube and tax. So I signed myself as a member of my channel because there was no... I don't watch any other YouTubers which have memberships. I only watch kind of like mainstream videos and stuff. And I guess that might be why it's not letting me post links, because it's not recognising that I'm actually it's my stream, it's just recognising me as a member. Unbelievable. Lunchbox, all fun and games until
Albuquerque, Delta
HQ is overrun with
2030 out of
alpacas.
flight level 300, descending to 250.
Delta
Boz,
2020
didn't
Albuquerque Center, Roger.
you put a link to an Ortho 4 Expo video recently? Well, I did that last stream, but I was someone asked the same question, but I'm guessing they didn't see the link either.
3007.
Okay, descend by the Hydra, and you say it's going to be 25 left for the runway.
That's correct.
So 25 left for our Sky Harbour there.
Cactus 3871.
So what I'm going to do, based off...
Packet 322, remember, apologies, I had some issues with my communications there at 139. Stand by, Cactus 3871.
Oh no, not going to Goodyear.
Alpaca 320 November, Albuquerque Center, Roger, thank you.
So we're just going
And Alpaca 320 November, where are you direct to at this time?
So we're still going to be the same arrival, Pig 1, except instead of going over towards Neil, we're going to go towards Finna.
Delta Mike November, this time at 360.
And then everyone seems to be getting
Okay, Roger,
25 left, which looking at the latest wind seems to be the change. There's the shortest runway there. Well, I say short, it's 2,500 metres long, it's very long but compared to the other two. So, what we need to do here in the FMS is change this over to 25 left.
After Debbie, it's
One.
Foxtrot Alpha Alpha Sierra Tango. Alpaca
Via
320
the transition. Zerlo, it's not for us, I don't think. No, so let's execute that. Did that earlier, so direct to there, and I think that's all we need to do, guys. Just go to the plan page. Yeah, the performance in the Fly Factor 75 is much better than it used to be.
Cactus 3871,
Nice.
contact Phoenix approach.
There's chicken, look.
128.65, good night. 2865, Cactus 3871. See ya.
So that looks much better. Straight in, perfect. So I've got all that selected correctly. 390 miles to go. 2302 Zulu,
Okay, so
so
you have
about 55 minutes till we get there. Top of descent's going to be around 25 minutes away, so we'll start setting up very shortly. Driver, I reckon. I know. I know it's driver now. Someone did say, but I like saying Drew. Robson, you remember seeing the link for Ortho 4 XP in the last stream? All right, well, it could be something wrong with the chat here. Mark Murphy, did you want to do a stream where you landed in Sion, or am I thinking of somebody else? I have checked on your pinned link above, and I can't find it. I have been to Sion, Mark Murphy. Now, unless I've deleted that stream, which I think I might have done. The reason was, it's been about 3 or 4 streams that we've had, which I've actually removed. One of them is because I was swearing really badly because I had an engine failure, and I'm very, I keep my streams very PG, you know, I know I have a lot of kids watching this stuff, and I mean quite young kids, because their parents message me saying, you know, my son, my daughter loves your videos, you know, so I've always been like, well, I know there's a lot of young guys watching this, so I keep it very clean. So it was a stream there which I removed, and I had a couple where I had performance issues, and I just wasn't happy with the stream, so I don't like to keep that, and it's been literally 3 or 4. I'm just checking now. I don't think it's there, but I can't remember why I removed it, didn't it? Let's see how I can find it.
Alpaca 4 Victor Lima, contact Phoenix approach.
Yeah, it's gone. That would definitely be the top hit if you typed it in. But yeah, we did fly into Sion. I think Gatwick, if I remember rightly, one of my earlier streams. I do remember having a lot of performance issues with that stream. Just about on approach. I think on approach you went down to 1 FPS. So it went all the way down. It's not working. Paul, if I can't post links either, yeah, I can't. Only people that can post links is myself. I don't think there's even an option to select moderators to select post links, which I wouldn't mind doing. I would even mind members doing it, but then again, there's no option to allow members to post links either.
And Alpaca 3 as affirmative, I have the ping 1 arrival for the 08 program. Okay, Roger. Are you able to go direct to driver to join the arrival from there?
Definitely driver. Not driver.
Yeah,
Look at his headwind.
Alpha
109 knots on the nose.
Alpha 320 November, Roger. Clear direct driver and join the ping 1 around.
Gauge 20k, yes,
Local.
Luna as well.
Okay.
Literally just type in, as I said, in YouTube search, Luna Ortho 4XP is the top one. Can't go wrong. Listen, you would only send the whole
Delta 2020.
wholesome
Clear direct
sticks.
to Gila and rejoin the arrival. Where are you direct to this time?
Well, we were direct to Zelo, but what was the other? Where did you want me to go to? Hydra?
Hydra?
No, Gila is fine. I saw you turn to the north there a little bit, so I was going to clear you to rejoin.
Hail Hydra. Right, let's have a little
Yeah,
look at this
you
setup
will-
here. So, handover controls the gym. We're at 20 minutes from top descent now. So descent page 250. I know from testing earlier, won't let you put 100. You've got to put 10,000 in, which is a bit of a pain. But execute that. Forecast winds, can't change these. Now, the only thing I kind of question with the flight factor is its VNAV model. I don't know. I think the 7.5 might descend differently to the 7.3 anyway.
What do you have? What waypoints do you have?
Whereas it doesn't use
Well, I
idle
was
path.
on the Hydro arrival, Hydro 1, and then you said something about a Zelo transition. So I put that in there anyway. It took me direct there. So I can go to Gila. How about Gila?
Oh, okay, yeah, you must have misheard. I was just clearing you to descend via the arrival for the runway 25 left transition.
We'll let them have their transcript, guys.
I mean, would it
Can't
be,
brief it.
I mean, can you reprogram the arrival, or you want me to just give you vectors? I gotta bring you through an arrival corridor if you want vectors.
Let me reprogram it. Thank you.
Right, yeah, so,
Delta 2020, Roger.
so the descent
Flighting
winds you can't program in the
100,
FMS, I
heading
don't
in,
think.
enable direct Gila
I'll
and
try and put
rejoin
something
the
in here
arrival.
randomly.
Okay, I'm sorry. What was the heading?
Oh my days.
100 should
Yeah,
be
so
pointed towards
it's
Gila.
let you program it. And as I was saying, the VNAV it's not an
100
idle path
heading,
descent.
alright.
It basically descends with thrust, which is a bit. I don't know. I have no idea about how realistic this is in the 7.5, but it's like it's not an idle path descent. It descends. The path's accurate. It respects any restrictions in the FMS.
November 432, Mike Tango, runway 21, clear to land, wind 110 at 6.
I'm just going to turn this guy down a bit. But it seems to descend with thrust on, so I'm not sure how that exactly works in the 7.5, unlike the 7.3, which will plan an idle path descent. Basically, it's VNAV. It'll go idle pitch to maintain a speed, but it's actually not pitching to maintain a speed. It's following the vertical path, and speed doesn't really care about. So, but yeah, you can't populate that, and obviously that would affect with this headwind today a path quite a lot. With such a strong headwind like this, the top descent would be delayed slightly. To take that into account. So anyway, that's as much as we can set here. Fixed rings do now work in the flight factor, whereas I don't think they did before. The format's slightly differently than the 7.3, so for us we put in the 4-letter ICAO code, then the runway, so KPHX 25 left. Three times height, so we're sat here at 38,000 feet, so 38 times 3 is 114. 10 miles. Oh, Anthony Teal. Oh, Anthony, thank you very much, buddy. He's just bought the hoodie. Can't get something about Christmas. Anthony, I missed that there. Thank you very much anyway, buddy, for getting the official Fly Data Sim hoodie. Very good, Marin. I'll be most pleased, and I hope you're doing very well. And I was hoping you'd join on this sector, but I mean, when we do start this 8 o'clock UK time, so yeah, you'll be 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll try and do some more US flights in the at the weekend where you guys can join in the US there. But thank you very much, buddy, and nonetheless, hope you're doing well. Right, so we've got 10 mile ring where we can start configuring. We'll plan to configure no later than 4 miles away from the threshold, so we'll put the 4 mile ring in there. Arrival expecting is the ping 1 via driver transition onto 25 left. So let's check the FMS, make sure all the points are coded correctly. Go over here to plan.
3626 Denver Center is offline, radar service terminated, frequency change approved.
So there we are, driver. Then we're going to bunker. Got to be at or below 280 or at or above 250. Now I don't know if the 75 FMS is like this in real aircraft, but it doesn't seem to in the flight factory, except above and down above restrictions. Like you can't have both. So what I'm going to do is see where they're actually predicting us to be. So you see it's at 252. Well, that's going to be below 280. So what I'm going to do is put 250 above. Kind of a lesser of the two, really, just to make sure. Yeah, you got to put. I don't think that's correct. You should be able to, like the 73, put slash 25,000 feet, and also, yeah, that's better. 280 knots, but we can't put both. But next one is hybrid 224, so that is fine. It's in between, but just before, make sure we don't get any lower. I'm just going to put again 220 above. Still no speed restriction at point apart from 280 knots at bunker, which is coded. Oh, yeah, we'll put 22,000 feet above. So that's in. Then we're going to ping. That's to be at or above 17,000 feet at 270. That is in the FMS. 30, I guess. 250 knots. At or above 13,000 checks. Par at 230. At or below 12,000. At or below 12,000. At or above 10,000 at par. We've got 10,309, so it is complying with that. But again, 10,000 feet or above. Come on, put though. Oh, yeah. Should be able to accept that. Perky, 210 knots, that's coded. 8,000 to 9,000 feet or below. Again, I'll put 8,000 feet or above. FinApp, 6,000 to 5,000. We should be there at 4,981. So again, I'm just going to put 5,000 feet or above. It's only 20 feet below it, but that way we're going to comply with all the restrictions. And then for runway 25 left, right 26, transitions refer to the inset. So we're going to go from FinApp, expecting 25 left, so we're going to be going via Gibbs. Gibbs is to be at about 4,000. Once we're there, it says expect ILS approach or radar vectors to final approach course. So there's Gibbs.
Alpaca 320 November, are you still on the speed restriction of 700 greater?
That's in front of
700 greater than Alpaca 37. Alpaca 320 November.
So FinApp 5,000 feet above checks, and Gibbs 4,000 feet above that checks to the FMS as well, and that's it really. What else is it mentioned here? Loss of comms. We've just stepped through this basically, checked all the routings for us, 25 left. High point, look here, 9,200 feet. And what's really cool here, look, is where I did my CPL, Goodyear, Arizona. It's a shame it's not the other runway because we would have gone straight over the top of the airport, which is pretty cool. And when I tested the sector, I landed on the easterlies. But yeah, that's all coded there for the routing. Let's have a look at the ILS approach. So ILS is 110.75. Which is in. Final approach course is 258. Skate 3,000 feet, minimum's 1326, which is 200 feet AGL. There's only a decision height selector here, so I'll leave that at
5145, roger.
200, right above the aerodrome there. So coming in via Gipsy, if you remember, 4,000, and it's Skade. It's the final approach fix is at Skade at 3,000. So it's just a 5.5 DME, and that is a hard altitude code in the FMS. Now remember the elevation here is a little bit higher, like 1,000 feet, so if you're going to think about it, it's 1,000 feet higher than usual. So Skade at 3,000. Down the ILS we'll go to the minimums, which is set 200 feet AGL 1326. Full approach lights in force. TERPS is a US term. We're not following TERPS in Europe, but this is statute miles, and it's a half a statute mile. It's like meters. Can't be too far off what we need for. It's all different conversions in US charts than we have in Europe there. But I actually have some guidance here.
3110 contact.
Yeah, this is quite strange because nav blue charts and also gives you statute miles, but I think usually they convert it to meters. It's certainly been the case usually. Anyway, that's all set. If we have to go around, we're opposite left hand side, but if we have to go around, it'll be climb at 3,000. Left turn to 5,000 feet once we get to 3,000. Tracking at 130, and we're going to go to the Phoenix VRA or 16th Street. Potkey. So Potkey, hold as directed, so 5,000 feet stop altitude, that's the FMS. Half and quarter inch per square gallons. Thank you. Cheers, Jonathan Wiltshire, who's purchased a premium long sleeve t-shirt. Classy. What was this you saying? Oh, give me 2 seconds. I can look at least on my stream at the settings here. I can catch this comment. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, come on. I'm having issues with my laptop on the side here, which usually I have the stream playing on here, but it's just basically I've refreshed it to 1080 and it's just showing the loading screen. Great. Well, thank you very much. Nonetheless, that was very kind. Oh, come on. YouTube sometimes just... You know, you're sometimes watching a video and your internet's completely fine, but you refresh it and it just gives you that spinning circle, nothing's happening at all. It's just doing it continuously. Now it's not showing anything. Oh well. Sorry you're staring at the FMS there, I was just trying to fix things. I wanted to read the comment from Jonathan Wiltshire. Right, well I can't read the comment for Jonathan, but every time I select 1080 I just get the YouTube spinning circle of death and it doesn't actually show me anything there, but thank you very much. He says, it said Classy should be here in time to go back to work and confuse my co-workers. Thank you very much, Jonathan, very very kind of you. So sorry I couldn't read it in there, because every time I select 1080 I can't actually view it in 1080. God, I love YouTube. Wicked. Nothing to see here, literally. I know you're staring at an FMS. Right, performance, let's finish this briefing here. So coming in via Gipsy down the ILS, we briefed the missed approach. Just work out stopping performance shortly as well. Thank you very much to GBC guys, just joined as a member. Welcome aboard, buddy. Glad you joined the content. Enjoy your custom emojis and chat as well. And to all my members that joined as well today, don't forget to get invited. And what you need to do is go to Google, type in YouTube Discord synchronization, follow the steps there. Make sure that you do that in the Discord web browser version, not the app. You'll get all signed in, ready to go. Where's that EFIS panel? Here it is. Hate having the EFIS panel down here. Obviously in the real aircraft, no issue at all, but from a Sims point of view, it's not ideal. Cool. Right. So here's the airport info. 25 left, it's the shortest runway, but still 2,400 metres, which is generous enough. And we're going to vacate here to the right, taxi somewhere onto the main apron here. There's all cargo stands there. So what we'll do, plan to vacate either at Golf or Golf 3. Not too sure about the stopping performance of the 7.5 or have any sort of performance calculator which is accurate to you. So what I'm going to do is go order brake 3. Additional order brake setting of 4 in the 7.5, and we'll see where that puts us. That should get us nice and stopped before the end of the runway. We'll go for Hotel 4 ideally, if not Hotel 3 most likely. And it says here, be careful, aircraft taxiing from southern ramps have turned on to 25 left when giving instructions to cross 25 live left at taxiway Hotel 3.
Mike November, contact Phoenix approach 1Q.
Sorry, I'm saying Hotel 3, Golf 3. But then we're going to be very careful here because we're going to vacate Golf 3 onto Foxtrot, make sure we get approval to cross the second runway, and then we'll park somewhere. We'll see where they send us. We've got Terminal 2, Terminal 4. We'll see. But yeah, be very careful here. Make sure you don't cross into an active runway, otherwise you'll be in trouble. Fuel wise, arriving with 5 tons. We needed, I think it was 2.7 to divert to Goodyear, so we're getting there with a good additional 1,200 kilos, which this aircraft's around 25 minutes or so.
20.
And we're going to burn 4.9. We have 6.4
Pacific Oceanic is online tonight. Could do a West Coast to Hawaii trip soon, maybe the Neo. XLR. I know you loaf it.
Cheers, Kieran. I did hear people suggested that I do a second sector to go to Hawaii, but we'll be pushing on to the early hours of the UK here, a little bit too beyond a normal time for stream for us. But yeah, we haven't been to Hawaii at all, so I think LA Hawaii is going to be plus 4.5, 5 hours, and it's a long way to go. But we'll be sure to visit Hawaii at some point. And Neo XLR, yeah, we'll see. I do love the challenge the Neo poses. Thanks a lot, Kieran. Right, we're over 4.9 tons, so 6.3 on board, so we're going to be burning another 1,400 kilos. So it's going to be landing with 80.5 tons. We're going to go full flat 30, order brake 3 as discussed, second to 10 reverse. Look at the flat, the 757 has such low approach speed, so it's a massive wing it has. It's very cool. But that's it, briefing's all done and all complete. Do we have a top? We don't have a top of descent. Oh, it's top of descent look, 135 miles. There's still some time to go, but brief nice and early at least. Yeah, sector's a little bit longer than I'd usually do. Usually 2 hours is sort of the longest one I go for. It's about 2.5, but that's mostly due to the massive headwind we've had the entire sector. I mean, look at that, 100 knots on the nose, pretty much. There you go. Just desert. Celestia, can you cut the time if you're going Concorde? Yes, if we're in Concorde and going supersonic overland, we could probably at least half the flight time. Phoenix Honolulu is about a 6-hour flight. Lovely. Oh no, Robert Adcock, you've had your sim crash on me. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. The A300 is just another 767, pretty much. Listen to it.
Alpaca 906 Tango, Albuquerque Center, descent via the Hyder 1 arrival, runway 25 left, transition, Phoenix altimeter 3007.
Jonathan Woodshire, where's your stamina? What's that? The longest stream we've ever done was the first Cross the Pond stream, which is about 8.5 hours long.
Alpaca 320 November, radar contact.
That's very long. Almost killed me. Yeah, nice to see a different part of the world anyway.
Air Canada 441, descend via the Ping 1 arrival.
My tiles joining up here in different colours.
Phoenix altimeter 3007.
Descend via the Ping 1 arrival, 25 left, altimeter 3007.
Limpsy, have you landed yet? Getting there. 11 Charlie NG. If you could fly any aircraft in real life, what would it be? As much as we loathe the Airbus here, which is all obviously a jest, I would love to have a go flying a real Airbus. Any of them, really. Fly checking which orthos are using. Bing Maps, zoom level 16 on route 17 around the airport. Tom Baldock, if you're a 90s baby, you know, if you'd seen it, what flight attendant would know what I mean. I think I've missed the earlier part of this conversation.
Confirm you want us to descend via the Ping 1 as well. I haven't given it to you yet, but Alpaca 738 descend via the Ping 1 arrival, runway 25 left, transition, Phoenix altimeter 3007. Ping 1 arrival and what was that transition? Well, the arrival splits off.
I just noticed in this wing noise, it's a little bit of a crackling noise. But it sounds really good. It sounds like, you know, you get the vibrations of the windows in some older aircraft, and it's just like rattling. Can you hear that in the audio? It sounds really good. I kind of like it. Thanks a lot, Jamlin. I don't know if you're still watching. He actually added the paint to the wheat tips, which is pretty cool. Is that a bit of true earth I see below? No, there's no true earth for this part of here by Orbix. This is Ortho 4XP, which is why I think it looks better at higher altitude than Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is just sleep level 60. It looks brilliant. Obviously the colour corrections need to be made to these dials, but it's nice to actually have gone to the effort of downloading all the Ortho and actually being able to see it. It's always so cloudy in Europe. You never see any of it. Strictly Rocket. Speaking of Ortho colours, do you know B&Q, other DIY shops available? Thanks for putting my words in my mouth. They changed the colour of their logo around the world so it looks the same shade of orange depending on where you are. Really? Unbelievable. What's that crackling noise from the wings? How to get the passenger jump out immediately? Well, anyway, more the windows. You know, the windows are made of plastic perspex. They just can sometimes shake. And so how did the marriage proposal go? I'm waiting for the wedding invitation. I don't know, it all kind of fizzled out online. If you just for those of you guys who just joined into the stream, someone proposed to someone via a donation on a stream. I think it was a bit of a wind-up, but they just, it all went a bit dead after that. Tom Bond, I love the noise of those RB2 lads. Bring on the Toga Boga challenge. I'm not going to do a Boga today. You guys love the Boga. It was only a bit of a joke. I didn't want it to stay for every stream. Gabstra 678. What's the remaining distance till top of descent? 98 nautical miles. Briefed, ready to go down. Go for a bit of a different view now. Got the you hear that rattling in this view as well. Jonas, could you do a stream where you try the PMDG NGXU and give your opinion on it compared to the Z-Boat if you own Prepared? I don't use Prepared, Jonas Carlson. We had a big old discussion about it last stream. There's too much now to invest into, especially with Microsoft Flight Simulator. And, you know, it's only just released, but give it time. There's a lot of big developers, including PMDG, working behind the scenes to get their commercial aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator, because it is fair to say the sim does look visually incredible. We just need some decent aircraft there. So I'll be very patient and wait, but don't get me wrong, NGX, I've not tried the NGXU, but the NGX obviously in its original form is still very good.
Charlie, descend and maintain flight level 300.
DJ Ninja Music, you could do a multi-sector flight in Honolulu airspace. Each leg is around 30 minutes or an hour. If you include turnaround, the longest would be those two airports in Hawaii. 45 minutes in the air. Yeah, that'd be a good one for a split sim stream. So we could do one sector and explain in a commercial airliner, and then we could go in a light aircraft G8 Microsoft Flight Simulator. The tickle incident at Eurofit. Yes, someone commented about, yes, AVFWT. Do you remember when Mariana jumped on Eurocity? Yes, I do remember that. Ridiculous.
Routed 423
and it wasn't the 319 stream. No, she left me on that one. It was when we took the 73 in there. She literally just, and it was literally unplanned. She thought, because that was a very light-hearted stream, just trying to take the 73 into city. And yes, she decided to tickle me at 300 feet. Peter Thompson, pro tip for those watching and wondering how long to go in the flight. The horizontal blue bar represents flight progress. I was today years old when I realised. Brilliant. Yes, so here you have the progress from start to finish. You know, you can see it's around 70% full now. This estimated time en route is as the crow flies, so it's not exactly 32 minutes from now we'll touch down. At our present speed, we'd fly right over the airport at this speed. But taking account to the descent deceleration, it's probably around 40-45 minutes with no delay. I tell you when we next fly into London City, it'll be when the 146 comes out. We'll do another city stream for sure. So we'll know flying into the airport frequently. a bit of a GoPro view. It's good cockpit, the flight factor, looks very nice. It's annoying me that the tiles are different shades of colours. But yeah, we should have a nice descent at least. Anthony Teal, if you haven't yet, click the thumbs up button. Let's let the captain know we want more streams in the States. Always very popular with the Americans, as you can imagine. Yeah, there's a few US destinations we need to go to. Obviously, we've got the mega airports, but we've done the river visual. I need to go. Is it Aspen? Aspen's sort of quite a challenging place to go to. I think that would be quite cool. I still need to download all the Orb Extra for the West Coast, California as well, so I want to go up there. Alaska, Canada, haven't flown anywhere near enough to. Pretty much, never been to Australia, pretty much all of Oceania. Kieran, are we going to turn off stream to focus on approach now? See you on the ground. Good luck, Kieran. Tom Bollock, I'm looking forward to the follow-up stream IFR and the Seneca in and around Goodyear. Oh, it'd be a trip down memory lane for me, Tom. I mean, when I was doing my CPL training, I had FSX and the Carenado Seneca, which isn't too bad actually, just to practice with the basic instrument flying. And that was FSX default scenery around here, obviously, explain, and Microsoft Flight Simulator looks incredible. Anthony, Williston, North Dakota is wonderful this time of year. Your neck of the woods, eh? Eleven Charliang. I've heard that Airbus aircraft are safer. Would you say that's true? No, I'd say pretty much all your commercial aircraft made today are safe. Obviously, taking into account the issues with the MAX, which had a fundamental issue in its design, which is now, we're pretty confident. I think everyone can say it's been rectified, and with so much stringent testing by all the global aviation authorities, when that comes out, it'll be one of the safest commercial airlines flying. But what a mess that's been. But yeah, I mean the Airbus is very safe. The 737NG has all the modern commercial airliners have an excellent safety record. Really, even if you take the NG into account, you think about how many movements there are of the NG and how few fatalities. So I mean, I think I read a statistic recently. I think in a UK registered aircraft, the CAA said the chances of the fatality rate for number of flights to you actually being on an aircraft which is involved in that flight is in the absolute millions, and you are 10 times more likely to get struck by lightning than to die on a commercial airliner caused by an accident or incident. There you go. So that just gives you the statistics there. 10 times more likely to be struck by lightning. Cool. Right, 60 miles. Well, not cool. Don't get struck by lightning. 60 miles till top of descent. We're getting there, guys. Looking beautiful out the window. Minus the colour correction, as I said. This one's range here. Getting a nice solid 48-50 FPS. So this is the... How do you pronounce this? Shirkoa Peak. Mount Graham off to the right. Okay. If I keep it in that view, look, you can't see the colour corrected tile. That looks much nicer. Walking Dog, all of the NG crashes were human error. Yeah, the vast majority of aircraft incidents and crashes, 70-80% are down to human error. There are often other factors, such as weather, technical issues, which do also revert to incidents as well. But yeah, I mean, humans are prone to mistakes, and that's why there's two of us. And we have so many safety nets in place where if we perhaps forget to do something, it'll be backed up by another checklist or procedure. But it is inherently very, very safe. Exactly, Stormcloud Grey said it, and forget, even if you are involved in an incident, chances are you will survive it. Yeah, I mean, that statistic I gave you was based off fatalities, but yeah, again, of all the incidents and accidents, the chances of actually even then being killed is very, very low. You got it, Bloodline, the Swiss cheese model. Yep, if all those holes line up, you're in trouble then. These graphics are stunning, I know. Ortho is pretty sweet. Magpie's just bought the official flight deck to sim mug. Thank you very much, Magpie, for your purchase there. I'll try my best to try and catch your message, which YouTube has a tendency of never allowing me to actually view it. No, it's, again, as soon as I select a higher resolution, I just get the spinning circles of death. So thank you very much, Magpie. Post your message in chat. I'll try and get back to it as well. That's very good of you. I hope you enjoy drinking many of a brew. Perhaps you've given it away as a Christmas gift. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Oh, another one. Oh, someone's actually bought the official Alpaca Airways hoodie. My new Alpaca Airways uniform from Captain Alpaca. He's bought the official, I think it's greyish coloured hoodie. Thank you very much, buddy. Very good. Yes, it's the official uniform for Alpaca Airways. We all wear hoodies at work. Very, very good. Thanks, guys.
Squawk 0750.
Speaking of mugs, I think we need an Alpaca Airways mug. I know. I'll mention that to Mariana. Gooter is safer, there's no holes. Brilliant. Tom Bulldog, fun fact, gastroenteritis is the #1 cause of pilot incapacitation. Lovely. I have had a bit of an iffy tummy at work. It's the absolute worst. Mr. EW, I live under the 25 left glide slope here in Phoenix, so I'll be looking up to see a beautiful Alpaca Airways on shore final. Thank you very much, Mr. EW. We'll be sure to wave, and I hope you're having a lovely afternoon in Phoenix. Jonathan Wiltshire, better flying in hoodies in Llama's standard issue crew pyjamas. Amazing. That's why I love Ortho as well. We've got Wilcox Player Lake ahead of us. Well, I don't know if I said it like that, I have no idea. What a beautiful day it is here in Arizona as well.
Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray, descend via the Ping 1 arrival, runway 25 left, transition, Phoenix altimeter 3007.
Descend via the Ping 1, arrival from runway 25 left, altimeter 3007, Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray. Perfect. My US aviation knowledge tells me that when you're told to descend via, you are cleared to descend and step down as per the altitude restrictions. And to keep everyone very happy, everyone always comments on this, I'm going to go straight away and set the lowest altitude on the MCP, and I've stressed it many times before. My operator, we'd step down per restriction, so we'd set 280 initially, then in this case 250, then 17,000, etc, etc. And you know what, I'm going to stick to that initially, well, so, until we get over to a transition altitude. So I'll select flight level 280 to make the first restriction, which is to be at or below flight level 280 at bunker, max 280 knots, and it is coded in the FMS. So the aircraft should, in VNAV, commence descent automatically, which is 20 miles from now at 22:49, so another 3.5 minutes to go. It's funny, Mariana's interacting on the new Flight Data Sim gaming channel, which is cool. Guys, if you are interested in gaming or want to see me play some video games, be it some other things as well, or Mariana playing Among Us and some of the other things she's been practicing on the side, be sure to go check out Flight Data Sim Gaming, the new channel as well. Don't be fooled though, I'll certainly be concentrating all my efforts still on my main channel, Flight Data Sim. It's just I don't want to use games on this channel anymore. It's just for everything flight sim related and aviation related.
KACA 738, contact Phoenix approach.
I love how she's cruising at Mach point 818. Yeah, she's struggling to hold exactly point 2. But that's, to be fair, in the real aircraft, the speed's often fluctuating quite frequently. Shane Boyle, I've been thinking of getting this aircraft for some BCS FedEx routes. What are the frames like with it? Much better, Shane Boyle, compared to previous versions. In Vulcan, I'm hitting 50 FPS here. As I said, remember I'm running Streamlabs OBS, which has about a 6-7 FPS impact for me, with all the stuff I'm running on the side. So yeah, very happy. In Dallas-Fort Worth earlier, which is obviously a huge, complex airport, I'm hitting around 30, which is more than fine for me with my specs, which are below as well. Look at this descent, guys. It's going to have a fantastic view and approach here. It's been a while since we've had some beautiful VMC.
Spare wings 1466, clear direct, Charlie, November X-ray.
Wicked. 4 miles to go, so yeah, top of the censored chat. We'll head on our way down. Initial target descent speed here. Actually, you know what, I'll now go back to Econ. Go back to 7.8. 7.9 speed's going to come back and should descend very shortly. Shane, perfect, thanks. I'm happy with anything over 25 FPS. Yeah, very happy here. There we are, look, idle. We've got VNAV speed on VNAV path. Let's just see what it's going to do here. There's the path going down. It's just trying to get to that speed required first, drag required, 280, so trying to descend it initially here, 277 or decimal 74, so how do I get this into VNAV path? I can't deselect it. Oh, Shane Boyle, thank you very much for joining as a member, welcome aboard, glad you're enjoying the content as well. Obviously very impressed with the performance question I kept regarding the FPS and specs, and thank you very much for your membership. You'll get invited to our members only in Discord and join your custom emojis and chat as well, and you'll feel free to ask me any questions you wish. We're very active on Discord, making sure that you enjoy your membership at all times. Right, well, for some reason it's in VNAV speed. Truthfully, I have no idea why. It was in VNAV path when I planned it earlier, and to get it to VNAV path it would be in less speed windows open. Let me just going to go. There you go. Alright, well, reselected flight level changing, going back into VNAV. It reselects VNAV path now, so it should be now going down to capture that profile, which is 630 feet above. That's strange. I just went flight level, changed it back to VNAV, and then it's gone into VNAV path. Look at this approach. Well, I say approach, descent. Look at this scenery. Amazing. Looks so good. Aaron Borson, have you simulated bad weather conditions on your streams? Yeah, I always use live weather, Aaron, and sometimes I do impromptu streams in particularly bad storms. So one of my very popular streams we did was going into Leeds in Storm Gareth. We landed in a 25 knots tailwind. I'll even get you the link there. That was when the rain effects were working in the stream. Oh, and I know when I post links in here it's working, so check that out, Aaron Borson, just for you. Right, so we're back on path here. It's nearly 400 feet high, 280 at bunker. Is the next restriction, so we'll just leave it as is, monitor the descent there, see we make sure we're out of below 280 at that point. Listen to me, I remember that stream well. It was your first stream as a captain. Was it listening to me? I couldn't remember that much. I'm very good at recalling most of the streams. If someone says, have we been to X, I usually answer it yes or no. But I can't remember if that was the first one before. Guys, looking, yeah, if you click the link at the top in the pinned comments, GBC Guy and Dylan Martin, you'll find a link to all the destinations we've been into. So you can see how it's in speed. Now in the, I don't know how the 7.5 works in this regard. In the 7.3 this would be an arm, and the throttle, the thrust would be at idle, and you can add thrust here, but it seems to stay in speed and just add thrust to maintain your target speed, which is the 7.3 can do that when it goes to FMC speed when you're 15 knots below your target speed and can stay in that mode. But as soon as you're back on your path, it would go back to idle thrust. But it's sort of working. It's kind of like it's like more of a shallower VNAV path with thrust. But I think I'm led to believe. I think someone commented once that is how the 7.5 works. But yeah, I've never flown it, so I don't know. Look at that. What I really love is this. Look at the jet exhaust blurring everything. That is so realistic. Dylan, what's your field of view? I can't seem to find the balance, but yours looks great. 105, Dylan. 105 degrees. Peter, how many hours of stream is required before you can stream from the left-hand seat? Amazing. Storm Cloudy Grey, will you be flying over the Grand Canyon? Not today, I'm afraid. It's too far south. I hope. Did I get that right, American friends? I went to the Grand Canyon whilst I was living in Arizona. Yes, there's Grand Canyon here.
And Neptune 09 Hotel, what is your next waypoint? Is it Birdie?
This sound is so good.
Next waypoint is
This looks amazing.
Neptune 09 Hotel, Roger.
Anthony, what is the map insert you're using there? That is
Okay, you're
Avitap.
kind of,
Avitap, really a must-have plugin. Especially for me, it allows you to integrate all your charts, your Navigraph charts, PDF documents for flight plans.
And I'll have ping in just a minute, and
I'm really lazy streaming recently. I've not been doing any fuel checks at all.
Neptune 09 Hotel, what's your indicated airspeed at tops?
Really enjoyed this stream, guys.
Right, Neptune 09 Hotel, Roger.
Very good.
Yeah, maintain Mach 74, and I'll on course shortly.
It's free, Anthony. That's one of the great things about X-Plane 11. Anthony Valio, it's completely free to download many of the plugins here. Right, let's go back to VNAV, continue descending. Next altitude was to be out of below flight level 250, so we comply with the first restriction, out to below 280 bunker. We still haven't reached it there, but remember we're following an optimal path, so long as we're between two altitudes, or flight levels in this case, we're fine. Anthony, this is just like riding the jump seat. Thank you so much. This is what these streams are all about, guys. You just get the opportunity to see, me fly a commercial airliner based on my experience as a 7.3 skipper now. 10 years flying the 7.3, nearly 5,000 hours.
Phoenix approach 128.
Just gives you a bit of an insight, which you probably wouldn't. Well, you definitely would never get unless you get the training done and jump in the seat yourself. So I love doing it, and in a way, I've said many times before, it's returning to my simming roots. Before I did any flight training, like many of you here in chat, simming was a huge part of my life growing up. I spent so many hours planning flights when I should have probably been studying, doing homework for something a bit more boring. It's kind of reignites it, especially this year since COVID-19 lockdown. I've been doing so much for the channel. It's keeping me busy, keeps Mariana busy now, keeps us mentally occupied, which is great. I've got a lot of good friends or colleagues going, they've been asking how to get into simming, just to keep current and stuff, which is really cool. Right, there's the next restriction coming up. At above flight level 250, below 280 bunker. I say the next restriction, it's the first restriction, but what I'm going to do now is step down from 2.5 to 17,000 feet. And again, I know some people are saying you can just set the lowest MCP altitude. I'm just respecting my operator's SOPs by stepping down. Well, technically I shouldn't go below 220 just yet, but I'm going to go straight to ping at 17,000, set the QNH now, just because it's the US. And it's such a higher transition altitude, so that pressure settings.
75 Alpha X-ray. Are you at the 280 knots as published on the Enroute?
A firm current indicator is 278 knots, Outback at 75 Alpha X-ray.
Excellent, thank you.
Absolutely, we follow the speed. So 3007 wants down to 17,000 to be at ping.
Neptune 09 Hotel, clear direct to ping.
Look at that. As a real-world pilot, do you see the oil slick effects on a night flight that is seen in the INI A300, not the panel reflection? What's that you're referring to, PDG-17? Not sure, buddy. So that's the highest point of the chart, 9,000 feet below. Above, sorry, that's the high point. And there's the ping, 17,000 feet, which is where we're heading to now. Always like it on approach. You see, I have a table, a graph of all the concurrent views and stuff, and I love it on approach. It slowly starts increasing again.
Neptune 09 Hotel, thanks for your help.
Thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in and watching. Regardless of the time you've come in here, if you want to join the stream as ever, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button, subscribe as well to stay up to date with the latest content. I'm streaming a lot more frequently during lockdown, as I am basically on furlough, very occasionally flying once every 6 weeks on average. Very much appreciated you coming in to watch. Wicked. So ping 17,000 feet, 270, and then we'll be heading on our way. And yeah, so far the flight factor 7.5 is descending nicely. It descends at this non-idle path descent, so that the autothrottle is maintaining speed for us. It's a little bit shallower than I typically expect it to send at, but it does apply and respect the restrictions it did on the test sector, and so far so good as well. Next speed restriction is the 270 knots, which is programmed, so it should calculate that and decelerate to make sure we're better above 17,000. And then just before ping, we'll step down to the next altitude as well, which will be 13,000 at, I think it's pronounced Birdie. Aaron Borson, there's no speed limit as such, is there in the sky, or is there? Yes, below, as people have mentioned, 250 knots below 10,000 is pretty much recognised worldwide and applied worldwide. Different classes of airspace have different restrictions. For example, if you're departing from somewhere that's Class C airspace, there's no speed restriction on departure and climb, so you can actually accelerate straight to your equal climb speed. 2 tons of love, Alpaca 5145, waving to Alpaca 22 Juliet from Taxiway Tango. I hope you had a safe flight. This has been a glorious flight.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I just used all the paper on my notepad. Scribble down
Wow.
ATC clearances. That's one of the things. Don't ever be afraid of scribbling down instructions from VATSIM. Remember, if you're flying an aircraft like this, it's a multi-crew aircraft where you have pilot monitoring, who's basically, his job is to monitor the pilot flying, but he's also using the radio. You're having to do everything here. And these aircraft in simulators like X-Plane 11 are so closely modelled and matched to the real-world aircraft, you have to do the same things. Very impressed, really. Pop seatbelt sign on now. Around 15 minutes to landing, which is up here. Oh yeah, better get everyone to put the cigarettes out as well. There we are. So 17,000 feet at or above. 17,000 feet or above at ping's been respected. We can step down now to 13,000 feet. It's Birdie.
Air Canada 1288 Denver Center.
That weather radar tilt up. There's no weather today. Look here at the ATC situation. What have we got here at Phoenix this evening? We have Phoenix approach online. Very good. We've had ATC for the entire sector. Jonathan Daniel, do you get banned if you fly a Cessna 172 into Heathrow and VATSIM? I wouldn't recommend taking that aircraft there, especially if it's very busy. Would they ban you? Possibly not, but you know, VATSIM is not the sort of place where you mess around on. You know, you want to be taking that very seriously. If you want to have a fun flying Cessnas into Heathrow, may I recommend Microsoft Flight Simulator Multiplayer? That's going to be a sort of thing there. But yeah, VATSIM, these guys are, you got controllers and us guys on the network trying to replicate real world procedures as realistically as possible. Yeah, I haven't spoke to the Flight Factor guys on a personal level, but this update that they've done here, what we're on here, 2.4.11, I've noticed improvements. It flies really nicely, because a lot of people ask, you know, do I recommend getting aircraft and stuff like this? I don't know how much it is in the org store, but it is nice. It is very nice, and all the systems have all the correct functionality. I've been reading into the manuals about it. They have a failure management system, which looks quite complex as well, like the PMDGs, which is quite good. So, you know, it's nice. It's a good quality one. And you know, on this channel, I'll only fly something, I can assure you, if I've either A, read it is good and it is a high quality aircraft, or people have spoken highly of it, or B, someone's really recommended it and said, oh, yeah, fly this in, check this aircraft out, it's brilliant. Fly nothing naff on flight deck to sim. Right, approaching 13,000 feet at Birdie. Next restriction then is par at below 12,000, so we'll set 12,000 feet here.
Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray, contact Phoenix approach 128.65.
128.65 Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray. Bye now. I forgot it's a silly flick switch, so I nearly detuned him whilst talking to him. Oops, didn't actually grab the ASIS. But, so look, it's actually gone to idle now. So it's actually planning. Oh, it's gone to VNAV speed. Why has it gone to VNAV speed, I wonder? To be fair, it's respecting that restriction. So now we can go down to 12,000. Oh, very good. So I think it was just respecting restriction to Birdie. The FMA is different to the 7.3. Phoenix approach, hello, Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray descending on the star, and expecting ILS 25 left. It's the US. I completely forgot what. Expect visual 25 left, fine for us. Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray. I completely forgot what I was meant to be saying because I was in the US and I was like, what do I say here? Because it's like we don't sound direct to Birdie or par. You say you're on the arrival, descending with the SID, so you're basically respecting your restrictions, descending as per the restrictions. That confused me there. But engage brain before mouth, but you know, I do say the same thing in Europe all the time. Right, anyway, at above 10,000 at par, speed's good, should be doing 250, it's a few knots high, that's acceptable. Thanks a lot, Will Shellers, just joined as a member. Glad you're enjoying the content, enjoy your custom emojis in chat, and you'll get invited to our members only Discord as well. Loads of new members joined today. As I remind all members who have just joined, to get into the members only Discord you need to synchronise your Discord to YouTube. Type in Google Discord YouTube synchronisation, follow those steps there, make sure you do the Discord sync settings in your Discord on the web browser version, not the Discord mobile app or desktop browser, desktop app as well.
50, 40, 30, 20.
Thanks a lot, Tom Dunson, for the £5. Hope you're doing well, buddy.
What the heck, mate, you still awake? Was about to go to bed, now that's ruined. Thanks, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Merry Christmas to both of you, enjoy the holidays.
Thank you very much, Tom Knudsen. He's been a long follower of the channel right from the start there. Thank you very much. He was just about to go to bed, but there's only a little bit of a stream left, Tom Knudsen, so you can get yourself tucked up at least and watch the approach and arrival. I'm sure you'll find it enjoyable. Thanks a lot, buddy, and Merry Christmas to you as well. Thanks. So there's par at 10,000. Yeah, the VNAV, it's not bad. It seems to be respecting all the restrictions. Next is going to be Perk, or Puckry, at above 8,000, which is set. We'll do the post-cruise checks now, so passing 10,000 feet. So fuel 4 pumps on, lights. We'll turn them all on now, turn off as well. APU's off, pressurization, diff pressure is 1, descending nicely. Cabin altitude, pretty much completely depressurized. Okay. That's all set, seatbelts, verify is on, recall. No problems, checks complete.
And rejoin the arrival. If you need vectors, let me know.
Yeah, I remember having, I don't know if we ever had issues with VNAV in this aircraft, but it seems to be
Neptune 9 Hotel affirmative. Turn right, fly heading 34.
flying it nicely. But 7.3's descent in VNAV is very different to getting here in the 7.5. It is in path, it is following this, well, I say it's in path, look, it's 500 feet high. So for me, path would be nailing that here.
Phoenix approach, Southwest 615.
Again, if there's any difference to 7.5, I'm not 100% sure. But I don't want to get much higher, so what I'm actually going to do is revert to flight level change, bring the speed back to 210, just to respect the restriction, and we're going to go down to 5,000.
Neptune 9 Hotel, descent maintain 8,000.
See, we're a little bit high, we've missed this restriction here, look. So VNAV hasn't done the best job there. I'm going to bring the speed brake out a little bit. The reason is, look, we've got to be below 9,000 feet here. We're at 9,400, so it's just got, VNAV's just got itself a little bit high here. So I'd advise, we're just about going to make it. Just about to make that restriction, that's okay. I just had to kind of keep it, you've got to keep an eye on it. It's your job to remember, if VNAV's not doing what you want it to do, it's your job as pilot flying to make sure you engage a mode to respect any set restriction or anything like that. So yeah, we had to make that 9,000 restriction. Next one is to be below 6,000. So we've gone back to 6,000, 210 knots. Inbound now to FINAP.
Neptune 9 Hotel, if you figured it out, you can clear direct FINAP.
Otherwise, looking good again, guys. Do a quick approach check. So we've got the ILS tuned 11075 258. So ILS is tuned, and the ident, yeah, it explains it just takes some time for it to ident. Courses are set then. Fixings are in, and everything's configured here, so approach check's done. A lot of work compared to Airbus. I disagree, Kate Foster. It's like I've always said, it's what, you know.
7 Delta Echo, do you require full?
This I find much easier to operate than an Airbus.
Hotel 7 is perfect. November, 7 Delta Echo. 7 Delta Echo, roger. Runway 25 left at Hotel 7. Clear for takeoff. Wind variable at 5. 25 left at Hotel 7.
So we're going to make the 6,000 going down to 5,000 now. Keep stepping down. Looking okay.
75 X-ray, Sky Harbour, 10 o'clock, 18 miles, report site.
Looking back at 75 Alpha X-ray. So in the US, they always do these kind of like fly visual approaches. Even though the ILS is there, you can use it still. I think it's, you know, a visual approach at my operator is very different. If we were told to fly a visual approach, we'd have to configure it accordingly, brief it. As my operator, we class a visual approach as a non-precision. When I say non-precision, no, it's not any ground-based nav aids, but we have a particular briefing format we use when it's a non-ILS approach, where we basically cover very carefully what modes we're going to be using and what stage we're going to configure, where we're going to go around as well. But we'll be treating it as an ILS today, basically self-positioning. But he did say report the field inside, which we'll do as we go right over the top of Phoenix here. And there it is. There is the field in sight. Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray field in sight.
Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray, thanks, cleared visual approach, runway 25 left.
Cleared visual approach 25 left, Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray. Keep trying to find this EFIS panel for the range. You know what I might do though, guys? I might, once we're established on file, disconnect and fly it kind of manually anyway. Yeah, all configured. Looking really nice. So yeah, I mean, I'm using flight level change here. VNAV's saying we're 400 feet high, which kind of makes sense to the glide slope. So yeah, just the last stage there was a little bit off. Just selected flaps 1, turn the music off now as well. Turn the sounds up. We can now descend down to Gibbsy restriction, which is 4,000 feet, so approaching FinApp. I'm going to go to vertical speed, just use vertical speed to stay on the glide slope here, and we'll bring the speed back now to 180 knots. I'm going to go flap 5. There you go for all the flap lovers.
Neptune 9 Hotel, Sky Harbour, 10 o'clock and 17 miles report site. Visual with the field, Neptune 9 Hotel. Neptune 9 Hotel 6.
Localised glide slope is good, so alarm approach. A bit fast here, so a bit too fast for the next lap setting as well, so I'm just going to use a bit of speed brake here just to bring that speed back to 180.
Neptune 9 Hotel, follow the traffic, clear visual approach runway 25 left. Follow the traffic, clear visual.
Just a tad high on the glide slope. So localizer, a live localizer capture, runway heading.
Some Delta Echo Airport 3,400.
258.
And
glide slope capture as well. Missed approach altitude is 5,000. There we are. That was a CDA all the way from our cruise level there.
Southwest 615, descend, maintain 9,000.
Descend and maintain 9,615.
Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray, final visual for 25 left.
Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray, winds 2505 knots, runway 25 left, clear to land.
Runway 25 left, clear land, Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray. Right, I'm going to take another notch of flaps, show a bit of fun. Order brake setting is 3, unless I've knocked it, there we are, order brake 3. Cool, so what I'm going to do, I thought I pressed the 3 button. Oh my god, what's wrong with it? I just want to arm it. There we go, arm. I thought I pressed the button, but it wasn't quite armed there. Right, I think we should disconnect and have a bit of fun. So, and I'm going to turn the flight directors off, which is something we usually don't do at my operator, but why not? Disconnect the autopilot, auto throttle is off, and flight director's off as well. So I'm going to bug that final approach speed right away, 128 knots.
Southwest 615, you may see traffic off your 9 o'clock there, and 4 miles westbound. And
yeah, so get a bit low on the glide, so I'm going to start configuring now. Gear down, flaps to 20. So landing checklist start switch, usually leaving auto in this aircraft. Recall we check, speed brake is armed. Landing gear. Down 3 green, auto brake is set to 3. We're just holding on the landing flaps.
November 7 Delta Echo.
So I'm using
Roger, we have them
up here, actually, a little bit easier to explain what I'm doing. So this is everything I'm following is here. So you put it right there, look. So glide slope deviation. Oh no, I hate that because I can't see all my instruments. Sorry, I'm going to go back here. Select landing flap 30. Let me just get this under control first.
On a 4-mile final, start reducing the final approach speed, please.
So a bit low on the glide slope, localizer showing a right deviation. I know you really have to squint on these instruments as well, but I like seeing everything. I really want the IVSI here in my scan, so I know I want to be doing around 750 feet per minute. Listen to those engines. Speed's getting a bit high now, not too much thrust. So back on centre line now, rate of descent's good, want to be down around 700 feet per minute, all trimmed out. Speeds 129 knots, that's good. So back to my target thrust setting, which I have no idea what it is in the 7.5. We are around what we can expect in a 7.3 actually, around 62%. Not far off. So just making small corrections now. And check this is complete. This scenery is completely free as well to download. Mr. Is it X6 or 6X? I can never remember, but very nice. Right, speed's good on glide, on localizer. 7.5's handling. Basically, I've got a friend who flies a 7.5. He said it handles like the 7.3, and this feels like the Zemo mod, which is very close to the real 7.3. So yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, all stable now. Localizer good, glide slope good. On a raw data like this, when you get it locked in, you only need to make very few inputs to keep it all stable. Little crosswind from the left. Good. That's just getting a tad high, so just a correction on the rate of descent there. Continue. little bit right of centre line again. Everything's looking very stable. 50 feet over the threshold.
50, 40, 30,
Check.
20,
Close.
10.
Just hold that attitude off. And here comes a butter. Oh, can't make it up. Minus 99. Speed breaks up. Reverses. If I hadn't buttered, that'd have been awful. 80 knots. 60 knots. Side reverse. Ladies and gentlemen, manual braking. Welcome to Phoenix Sky Harbour. What a lovely flight.
X-ray, take the next right on Golf 3 and another right on Foxtrot. Say parking.
Golf 3, Foxtrot, and any of the main terminals. Any stand will do, thank you.
Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray, roger. Foxtrot and Foxtrot 6 with hold short 25.
Foxtrot 6, and we'll hold short at 25 right. Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray. Right,
615, just update.
reverse is stowed, flaps coming up.
3000.
I'm not 100% sure where we're going. Foxtrot 6. There we are, so it's going to be a 180, there's Foxtrot 6, so at least we know where we're going. Lovely! That was a really nice flight, guys.
Set a Delta Echo, contact Albuquerque Center 127.85. Have a good one.
That'll be a lovely one for the replay as well.
Center 12785.
Yeah, well, you know, flight factor, I don't know what changes they've made since I last flew it. I like it. I think we need to be flying this a little bit more often than every 5 months. Oh, we've got so many great aircraft to fly. I mean, where do we even stop? We've got Zibo, we've got Innie Builds 800, we've got the Flight Factor 75, the Mad Dog MD-80, which I haven't flown for ages, the Tupolev, the Concorde. There's so much going on. Who's that landing? Is that one of ours? Someone said it's Ross. Oh yeah, it is in the Turkmenistan 7-3. Those flaps need sorting out.
Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray at Foxtrot 6, cross 25 right, taxi straight up.
Foxtrot cleared cross 25 right, taxi straight ahead, Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray. Come to the B terminals. Okay, where's that?
Step 29 Hotel, right turn Golf 3,
we're going to go Foxtrot 6.
Right turn, and we'll take Billy anywhere Foxtrot.
I love that, it's all the same, we'll just go, we'll park anywhere.
We'll just follow the traffic ahead to park. Okay,
In fact, is that you, Ross? I think it said it was.
Follow them, Foxtrot 6, cross 25 right into the right.
Just follow them ahead. I love that clearance. So there's Foxtrot 6 being cleared to cross runway 25 right.
Heading 320, report field in sight, southwest 615.
And we'll go look for some other alpacas. Your CSL landing looked a bit firm as well. Blame VATSIM Jim. No, it did 2 tons of love. I bet it looked perfect. No, I know you can over-exaggerate it on the CSL with VATSIM. So what we'll do... right, where are the others? I can't see any alpacas anywhere. This is sad.
Roger, southwest 615.
So what we're going to go on this parallel taxiway. Terminal, someone said Terminal B. I thought it was like Terminal 1, 2, 3 and 4. Well, we'd better do a bit of a clean up here as well. I thought they said hold short 25 right. Nope, we were cleared to cross. Terminal 4. Okay, let's go to Terminal 4. Alright, let's go up on Tango or Sierra then. A bit too much thrust there. Let's do a bit more of a clean up here. So transponder 2 out off. Strobe lights come off. North side, we're coming. I'm coming, guys. Go up to 30 knots here. Don't need the AP off. Pro Pete you can't turn off. I think we're all done on the clean up here.
50, 40,
Thanks, not Kieran.
30,
Offering some
20, 10.
very specific taxi instructions. Terminal 4, B stands via Sierra and Charlie. Terminal 4, B stands. Okay, well I've got Sierra. Here's Terminal 4, and I'll just keep a lookout. A bit of a long taxi then. APU, yeah, APU Jonathan Wiltshire comes on try and save what fuel we can. I know it only sounds like a few, but if you're an airline with a large fleet, if you get everyone to turn the APU on as soon as they've landed, if you've got 800, 500, 900 flights a day, you're going to burn a lot of unnecessary fuel. So the APU, we try and time it, so we pump it on the bus just before we shut the engines down.
615 winds 2505, 25 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 25 left, 7.615.
So, the other guys have taxied us onto stand, so we'll go via Sierra.
Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray, if you're going up to the north side there, make the left turn on Sierra, please.
Left turn on Sierra, thank you, Alpaca 75 Alpha X-ray. I'm just trying to find my friends.
Yeah, they're way on the other side of the airport there.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks to the ATC as well.
Yeah, you bet, thanks.
Perfect. I was like, I want to find my friends. Perfect. Here's Sierra. Awesome. It's like taxiing in Barcelona. Excellent. Yeah, Mr. 6X obviously knocks it out of the park again. Completely free to download. I mean, obviously, yes, and textures are a bit off, but all the taxiway markings are spot on. Also, a little bit of a hole here in the ground. I'm not sure how realistic that is. I think he's trying to represent a bridge, but for something that's completely free, you really can't complain. What's max taxi speed? 30 knots on the taxiway. Ah, here's the Bravo stands. Okay, we'll take the first right onto Charlie then. Not a successful Alpaca Airways flight. This has really gone up in my ranking. Yes, nice. Right, here's Charlie. I see an alpaca. I found one of the herd. So when you're turning like this, more than 90 degrees, maximum speed can turn 10 knots, ground speed, so a little bit faster, 12. I know it only sounds like a couple, but you'll be surprised in the 7.3 how much the nose wheel can scrape.
Just confirm your parking. Where are you parking today?
I'll probably just disconnect actually. 7.615.
Oh, okay, have a great day then.
There's
50,
one look.
40, 30, 20,
Thanks a lot, 2 tons.
Yeah.
Very kind of you, buddy.
Thanks for flying stateside. I have fun flying with you today.
Awesome, buddy. Thank you.
Now I have 3 hours of work to finish before I call it a day.
Now I remember you said, didn't you say that you had to quit work a bit earlier to join the flight? But I can't remember. But thank you so much for being able to join in 2 tons of the man, for your support as a member and the channel too. And glad you could join the stream here. And guys, to all the members, you know we have the destination request channel. You know, 9 out of 10 times I'm not always looking at that. I'm looking at some events. But if you have somewhere you really want to go stateside or something like that, you know, post it there. Add an aircraft request. We'll always try and accommodate where you can. Because it was kind of what you said 2 tons of the other day. I think you suggested a route, and I was like, well, you said close to here, so I thought, well, let's go to the US, and it's very fitting for the 7.5 anyway. So. Very cool. There, look at all the alpacas. I think we'll go and squeeze in on Bravo 24 with our colleagues there. We've basically taken over the entirety of Terminal 4 here on this concourse. Very cool. It's a bit early with the APU. Look, it's already ready to put on the bus. Put it on now. A pilot would say the 737 understeers, but it does Alexander Hill. Really, if you put full tiller on at 10 knots quite quickly, and it can vary hugely. The quality, the taxiway standard. If it's concrete or asphalt, it can really make a difference. And if it's wet, if you're turning on the painted lines and it's wet, it's really slippy. It can be very difficult to get any grip. So you've got to be limiting those speeds for 10 knots around the turns. There we are. Is it a bit of a tight squeeze for us though? Oh yeah, I've just realised something. Bravo 24 is probably not best for the 7.5. As much as should I go for it, guys? We'll be losing a wingtip though. Oh, I don't want to be on my own. Ah, screw it, why not? This would definitely not take a 757, by the way. I'd be like, oh yeah, straight away, we've got a slight wingtip clearance issue here. I overshot the turn as well slightly. Nothing to see here. A bit of marshalling as well. Go for it. Send it. Telling me to taxi right. Very bouncy. I need to look at my braking configuration because on some aircraft it's the parking brake, my brakes. It's saying stop. There we go. Right, parking brake is set. APU is on the bus and it's running, so we can just shut it down. Oops. There we are. Bit early, but we'll turn the anti-collision light off and the air bridge is attaching. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely no problem with the wingtip clearance, look. Stopped just in time. Excellent marshalling there. You just have to wait until we push back. Wicked. Great aircraft, very impressed. Sounds are fantastic. Damage report none. As Mark Murphy said, it fits. Wicked. Have a look at some of these comments then. See what you've
November
been up
32
to.
Papa, right crosswind departure.
Andy M71, my wingtip, is that yours?
Let's
Let's have a look at some of the comments here then. A lot of Boga requests. Americans love their visuals. Yeah, they always say this in the US, clear visual approach. I sort of made it into a visual approach by disconnecting everything, but I still had the ILS tune, which made it a little bit easier. Brilliant control on most of us parked on north side of Terminal 4. Managed to get over here. Thanks a lot for the guidance there, guys. Macintosh Flight Simulator, someone said, obviously not very impressed here. I really was pushing my luck there. I said, here comes the butter prior to touching down. Kirihara noticed so confident. I could have really screwed that up. It was very close to not being a butter. Listen, I just can't make landings as controlled as you can. True class. It's just practice. I mean, honestly, so much of the real world knowledge is transferable into the sim. I know you should be saying it the other way around, but applying the same technique. 7.5 still use check, close, hold. Amazing. I got butter envy. Brilliant. And that is another alpaca evasion. Well, thanks a lot to the controllers as well for providing the ATC. It was great fun as well to have. I had ATC for the entire sector, but didn't want to go over to Unicom, which is really cool, which I didn't expect at all. There's no events at all in either of these airports, which is pretty good. Oh yeah, Matteo Esposito, what sounds used for this? Yes, so these aren't the stock sounds. The stock sounds for the flight factor leave a lot to be desired. So yeah, get yourself the FT Sim sound pack. So basically how this works is Patreon. You can pay $2 a month to access all his sound packs. Now what I usually do is, you know, I subscribe, get the sound packs and leave it. I mean, I don't understand why he doesn't have a one-off fee and then just lets you update it, but the Patreon is there. But the sounds really are good. They fantastic for the RB211s, the sounds around the side of it, you know, the background sounds. You can hear the electric hydraulic pumps as well, for example. They're all improved on. Really nice. Andy, he's well clear of me. I'm the one on the corner. Who's this then? Not sure. Very close to tipping the wing there, look. All good. Got those electric hydraulic pumps allowed. And look at all the ground crew just, again, standing in awe. He's waving at the passengers. Look, hi Alpaca, where's passengers? You're so lucky. Amazing. And this guy is checking his clipboard for something. Is that one of the things where it actually says something on the clipboard? I think it was one of Mr. Six. It does, look. Bob, stop looking at your notepad all day and do some work, actual work. Regards, Steve. I can see that before in another Mr. X6 airport. Very cool. Well, very, very nice. Well, on that note, we'll disconnect from the VATSIM network. Thanks to everyone that joined in on the sector as well for representing Alpaca Airways. That's very, very cool. And we'll turn the music down here and cue the funky replay music. There we are. No delay at all. What a pro streamer I am. Right, let's stick ourselves on the approach here. That was a lovely sector. Would it be a little bit too long? It actually went very quickly. It's time for that, yeah, fun. Right, let's have a look at this approach then. So yeah, it was actually quite nice. Very happy how it went. The conditions were very favourable, to be fair. Light crosswind from the left. Nothing too challenging. Challenging. Oh yeah, we've lost the localizer and glider deviation, so you can ignore that on the replay because it was pretty much bang on the way down. Need to get a little bit closer. There we are. That should do us. The sounds are very quiet on the external replay there, but yeah, checked probably a little bit high. So there was like a second check there, look, I didn't really hold the altitude, so yeah, it was okay, very happy with that. A little bit beyond the 300 metre touchdown point, but well within the touchdown zone at least. Let's have a look at another one. So you see it was a little bit of a crab from the crosswind. Guys, such a good looking aircraft, the 75. Yeah, a little bit of a float. Very cool. Plainly, hi Captain, thank you for another great stream. US are really cool and different flying as an addition to good old Europe, of course, yes, and it's nice to explore some other places as well, of course. There's the tower view, that's the one I was looking for. It's got a really flat belly, that's the centre tank, I think, David Moore, which is this kind of part here, they've made it for put the fuel for the centre tank there. 7.3's got a little bit of that bulge too. Those are they case? What are they called? KC tankers? They're 707 tankers, aren't they? Don't know much about them. Very cool. Alright guys, well, as ever, thank you very much for coming into another Flight Deck Sim live stream. I hope you found that very enjoyable. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button and subscribe if you are new to the stream. Stay up to date with the latest content. As ever, thank you to everyone that donated, contributed, to all my members for the continued support as well. Next live stream, we're busy tomorrow. We might do something late Sunday evening. It'll probably be on the Flight Deck Sim Gaming channel. I might jump on in here as well. But I do want to mention one thing. VATSIM Ireland are holding a charity stream event. They did ask if I was able to take part tomorrow, but we're busy tomorrow and I can't actually run it. And then Sunday evening, we're busy as well doing other things, so we might do something on the gaming channel. But they did ask if I could give them a shout out, because if you take part in that VATSIM flight flying into Dublin, I think there's some prizes you can win as well, and it's for a good cause. They're supporting the Irish Air Ambulance. Obviously we did the concourse stream and raised the money for the UK Air Ambulance as well, so it's a fantastic cause. Go check that out, fly into Dublin, as you could win some fantastic prizes. So guys, anyways, take care, and I'll see you all for the next Flight Deck Sim live stream very soon.